is a bit much, you know? So, I'm generally nervous right now.
Ah, yes, the familiarity of having things prepared and then nothing matters in the end because everything goes to shit.
In the end, it doesn't really matter. Got so far, got so far. In the end, it doesn't even matter. Had to fall and lose it all.
Wait, so this is the start.
Yeah, so, right. Let me just get the notes I had, which will be thrown away in the next, like, 20 minutes.
20 minutes, you're giving us too much credit.
Well, I'm hoping it takes you 20 minutes to get out of the first area. I'm highly doubting it, but, you know. Okay.
Is that a challenge?
No. Do not take that as a challenge.
Speedrun the prison break.
Right. Okay, I got my notes here. So, I am so nervous right now. I know I shouldn't be, but okay, so. It has been 400 years since the Dragonborn defeated Aldurin at the steps of Sovngarde. Since then, the area of Tamriel has changed drastically. Wars continue to be fought, as the Dominion begin to plot to attack the Imperials once more. In the land of Skyrim, while defeated, the Stormcloaks return as bandits, hoping to rebuild what was lost. And around the entire world, little pockets of Daedric activity begin to show, bringing people the fear that maybe the sacrifice on the Oblivion Crisis was all for naught. You three, through various means, wound up getting arrested by an Imperial patrol. For several days, you rotted in their cells, awaiting whatever trial or punishment awaited. However, a couple of days in, and all the soldiers vanished. You spent several days, 4 days or so, trapped in your cells, hoping upon hope that they would return, if not just to ease your suffering. As you awake, cold, tired, and hungry, you find that the keep has come under control of some new occupants. A small group of bandits. 3 of them just seem to ignore you, leaving you for dead, with only one even remotely bothering to feed you and give you water, although it's a very small amount. It has been a week since these bandits have taken over, and you now awake once more, the familiar feeling of cold and hunger. And this is where our story begins. How do I move everybody over to a page?
You drag the big red ribbon.
Okay. So, as you awake, you feel the same familiar cold, the same dripping of water in the distance. You've gotten familiar with your cells. They're cramped, they're small, and you've designated areas where you do your business. So, as you awake and wait to see if the bandit returns once more to feed you, what do you do?
Can I look around my cell to see if there's anything?
Alright, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Okay, let me...
First roll of the game, guys.
Oh, here it is.
No pressure. Don't roll a 1.
You are blind and find nothing.
Okay, an 11. So, looking around, you've noticed a lot of stuff about your cell. The walls are a little bit crumbly, but through various experiments, they're firm. There's no windows whatsoever. You can only really see by the tiny candlelights outside, and even then, it doesn't give you a lot of vision. You can see a small bed, although it's pretty bad to say that. It's just a bunch of rags with some straw as some bedding. And in the corner, you can see your business area. shall we say, along with a few scraps of food.
Bugger. This bloody place doesn't even change one little bit.
Is the door locked?
Yeah, so the door is firmly locked, and testing the bars, they're a little bit worn, but you yourself probably wouldn't have the strength to break it, or at least not without making a lot of noise.
I have an 8 in strength.
You especially wouldn't be able to break it. You'd probably break your hand before you do that.
Yeah, we've been in here for days and the door hasn't even been locked. Oh no. What folly. So,
as you all wander about waiting, I'll just remove this area here, just to show the actual bit. So I'm just trying to... Still new to this!
that's fine.
So you hear the doors at the top of the stairs, which, Mitch, you can see for yourself that there's some very strong wooden doors up at the top of some stairs. They open, and from it comes a small Nord girl. And you'll recognize this one as she walks down. This is the bandit that has always came to feed you. And you can see in her arms that she does have a few wooden cups filled with water and what appears to be some strips of meat. She doesn't even really look at you before she walks up to your cell, Mitch, and very quietly passes through the cup and a strip of meat.
I grab it and say, thank you. And I instantly go to just chow down.
She nods slowly and steps back a bit, just watching you for a second. And then she slowly starts walking to... I'm going to start using your actual, character names. And starts walking towards Gil. Again, she passes you a small cup and a strip of meat.
Let me out of here. What is this?
She actually makes eye contact with you, and you can see that the look in her eyes, she doesn't like that you're in this position any more than you are. But at the same time, she... Roll an insight check.
Roll a what check?
An insight check.
Okay, how do I do that?
That would
Sorry.
Okay. You'll roll a d20 and then use your insight bonus.
Which is on your
Okay.
character sheet.
Yeah.
Insight. Where's my insight bonus? 0.
Okay, just roll a d20 then.
D20.
5. From
Oh,
what you
no.
can tell, she just doesn't like the fact that you're in this position either. Seems like she's a lot more human than what those other bandits were thinking. She walks
Well,
away and then heads towards you. How do you spell it? Draven? Draven?
Yeah, like Dryren.
Oh, Dryren. And
Yep.
again, she just passes you a small strip of meat and a wooden cup of water.
Can I thank her and flirt with her about possibly getting out?
Well, what would Dryren say to her?
So you come once again,
Well,
one little
somebody
beauty.
has to.
It's been so long, but here I have been, just waiting to see your face once again, and hope that one day we can leave this place, perhaps together.
I'm not sure if that would even be possible with those three. They'd probably rip you and those other two apart in an instant.
It might be a hard fight, but if we were able to distract them, perhaps we could take advantage and all escape together.
Roll a
As you
persuasion
know.
check.
Come on, face.
on. $17.
She stops and thinks for a second, and then looks back at you and says, I need to think about this.
I understand, my lady. Think as long as you do.
Okay. And with that, without even taking a second look at you, she walks out rather quickly through the doors, and you hear them close with a boom.
Darn.
You wait about 2 or 3 hours. It's hard to tell in this space, but you get the idea that it's been roughly that much before the doors slowly open, very quietly. And the Nord girl is there again, clutching in her hands a pair of keys. She's also wearing a much thicker leather jerkin with a bow on her back, with a couple of arrows sticking out. She, without looking at Gil or Lovril, she runs right to your cell and quickly starts fumbling with the keys. As she's doing this, she says to you, I told them that I was going hunting. I don't think they bought it, but look, if anything, I can't stand them keeping you locked up like animals like this. And with that, she finally finds the right key and unlocks your cell. Without even looking at what you do, she runs up to Gil's cell and starts trying to find the key for that cell.
Oh, you're finally letting us out? Thank goodness.
She pauses at that and looks up at you with a slight glare. I did it for the Argonian. I could very well leave you here.
My angel.
Suit yourself.
And with that, she stops trying to unlock your cell and walks to Lovril and begins to unlock his cell. She tries to find the key in silence and finally unlocks your cell. So both Lovril and Drayan, you can now move about this area where she is. Right. So what do we do with that one over there then? Should I leave him or...
I was joking.
It's
Let me
much
out.
bigger than the inside of that box I was in.
I request that he be let out too, my angel.
Alright, but... keep in mind, he's going to be on his own more than you lot are. And with that, she
Gotcha.
goes and she unlocks Gil's cell. So now all 3 of you are out.
Thank you, Argonian.
I did it because you tried to guard me when I was getting arrested. You tried to defend me. And as such, I will not let that kindness go without merit. As I was taught by my parents.
While you guys are doing this, she walks up to the door and puts her ear to it, trying to listen in. She stays there for a few seconds. I can hear them talking. They're not in the next room, but I hear at least 2 of them there. Come on, quick. And she leads you into the next room, which I gotta reveal the arrow for. And as you go into the room, you see it's actually the area's storehouse. You see all manner of things just lying about, most of it in a odd state of disrepair, but some of it's usable. I want all 3 of you to roll an investigation check just to see how good the items you get are.
Oh, I'm pretty good at that, actually.
Investigation? Is that just the same? A D20?
D20 plus your investigation modifier, if you've got it.
If you're looking at your character sheet, if you have it set up, you can just click the little dice image next to that specific...
Oh,
Okay, so...
that makes it a lot easier.
Searching about, you I would say that's relatively high enough. That you all basically find your base, the base equipment that would be if you start a normal game. So you find your sword, you find swords, you pretty much find your old equipment. In addition,
my book.
In addition, you also find around 200 gold between the three of you, which you either keep or divvy out. I would say, for the sake of this, that Gil found 50 gold, and the other two of you found 75 gold.
I'm poor.
And all of you both find a minor health potion, which heals 1d6.
Woo, that's all my health, apparently, or it could be.
That's entirely far.
I'm adding that to my equipment.
Alright, let me know when you've added it all.
Oh, health potion, yeah.
While you guys are searching for this as well, the Nord girl has once again got her ear up to the other door. And you can see that she's got that look where she's rather worried. And while you finish getting equipped, she looks at you all and says, "They're beyond the door. This is the only way out. We can either try and sneak around them, or we might just have to fight our way out. I'm not sure which would be best in this situation."
Wait, do I have my loot now?
Yeah, you found your equipment in there.
Okay, so I have a shield.
Hugging my book at this point. I have this, but...
And I keep listening in. She basically says rather quietly to you guys, "It sounds like it's Murdoch and Elvenor. I don't know where Brunar is, but knowing him, he won't be too far away."
Are they tough? Like, are they tough fights?
I mean, we had to fight a few animals to get here, but in terms of how they are against actual people, we've never done this.
Do not worry, my lady. You have freed me, and now I shall handle this.
Do you know why they were keeping us locked up? I mean, you don't appear to be the original people who locked us in here.
I don't know. We left our town several days ago for a better life, and we found this abandoned keep. Nothing but blood and debris, no bodies or anything. That's when we found you lots. I assumed this belonged to someone else, but when we got here, there was nothing.
So there I was, in a bar with a book, minding my own business. Never mind, for another time.
Yes, for another time. So, do you three have a plan here? Because this is as far as I thought.
I will follow the Argonian's lead. He got me out of that cell.
I have an idea. It is admittedly not the best idea, but...
So far, your ideas have gotten us out of that cell.
Going to need to crack open this door.
Well, the door's open, and she very slightly opens the door so you can see just a tiny bit out. And it's not very easy to see, but you can see what looks like the back of a red guard. Like, you can see, so, like, he's facing away from you, but not, like, completely back to you, like a 45-degree angle. And she points and says, that's Elvenor. From what I can tell, he's talking to Murdoch, who seems to be a bit closer to the door.
How would you say their bond is together?
Oh, they've been we've all been friends since we first met each other, when we were kids. When I was a kid. They look after each other.
Then I apologize, my angel. but I may cause them to worry.
They weren't the ones that captured us. Do you think we could just persuade them to let us out? They have no reason for us to be here.
I mean, I've tried many a times to ask them to let you go, but here we are, having to break out. You're free to try, don't get me wrong, but they didn't listen to me. I don't think they'll listen to you either.
There's one thing I know.
As you guys are talking, you hear the voices, from the other two characters speak a bit. It sounds like they're getting rather impatient. And you hear the orc say, "I don't care what exactly she said. You know she ain't a hunter. Why would she go out there by herself?" And then you hear the Red Guard talk in a much more hushed voice. You can't quite make it out. It looks like they might be onto us. Whatever you got planned, you best do it now. I don't want to be caught in this room.
Okay. I'm going to probably have the orc roll a wisdom save.
So what exactly are you walking into the room? Are you just walking in, or are you sneaking? What are you doing? Because you can't see the orc from here. You'd have to physically step into the room to see him. Or get spotted, basically.
I'm going to be sneaking in as best as I can.
Roll stealth check.
Stealth check.
Stealth check. Yep. What did I do? I pressed on it, and I didn't like it. Oh, you guys can see that number, can't you?
Yeah.
How do I hide the numbers? Just for future reference.
Do /GM roll.
Oh, right, okay. So /GM roll, then D20, 1D2, oh?
Yeah, 1D, yep.
Let me test that. So if I test that, just testing. That didn't show up for you, did it?
No.
Okay.
I think we can also silently roll to you, like if I do /GM roll, and then I'll do 1D20.
Yeah.
Oh, I just realized.
Yeah, I see it.
Yep, nobody else can see that though.
No.
Okay.
I didn't add in my skills by accident.
That's fine.
Okay.
So, Dryron, you carefully squeeze through this gap in the door and slowly walk in, and you find this the grand hall. Obviously, you were here when you got captured, but it is in a severe state of disrepair. You can see bloodstains covering the floor, various boxes destroyed. One of the tables is gone completely, with the other one having debris all over it. And you see, roughly in the middle, close to the door, an orc and a red guard. And as you step into the room, crack, you step on a shard of glass, and the orc, his head snaps around. How the fuck did you get out? I need you, and anyone else who's getting involved, to roll initiative.
I'll get involved with them.
As I said, anyone that gets involved, roll initiative.
Where's the thing?
Initiative.
Where's initiative on this sheet? Oh, it's up on top.
It's basically D20 plus your dexterity modifier, I think.
Oh, it's just a D20 for me.
Just a D20 for you.
Yep.
Okay, I need to roll for this character, which I can't name.
3.
At least initiative is not estimating.
Yep, so...
Oh wait, initiative roll.
Yeah, initiative roll. So I gotta roll that. What was that? Okay, so...
Okay, I did very bad.
Okay, I gotta set this up quickly. So...
I can't get a point on that.
You cannot reroll that, like that annoying bit. Keep in mind, I'm rolling these d20s just to get rolls.
Sorry if I'm like really slow on the.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. Wow, what the hell's with my rolls? So, yep. I want to click on that. I want to click on you, because you got that. Okay, so, how can they add themselves to the turn order, Mitch?
Best way is to right-click their token.
Okay, I'll do that. So you got 3. You got 8. Wow, a lot of 12s. Gil, what's your dex?
My dex.
Yeah, your dex modifier.
Oh, where'd I find that? Sorry, I'm taking.
It's fine.
Is it like acrobatics?
No, your dexterity modifier.
Oh, it's +0.
Okay, what's your dex score then?
11.
Okay, so you go before the red guard then. And the Nord goes before you. So, right after saying that, you see the orc start to shake in pure rage. And Dre, move your character into the door so I know where exactly you're placed. Makes it look fake. Yep, too low. Why can't I move the token? Oh, that's why I can't move the token. So I'll just shift you in there. I'll say you went there. You there, Blaze?
Yeah.
Okay, just you weren't saying anything. So you see as the orc just begin to just shake with rage, and he roars out and charges directly at you. He, taking out his 2 hand axes, is going to go ahead and make 2 strikes against you. So it's, correct me if I'm wrong, bitch, it's proficiency, strength, and d20, yeah? Mitch?
Sorry?
It's, you add proficiency, don't you, to the attacks?
If you are proficient with the weapon, yes.
Which he is, because he's got dual wielding stuff. So d20 plus the 2 for his proficiency modifier, just so it makes it easier for me, plus the... Oh god, I forgot how high his strength was. Just for the record, I am so sorry if this goes badly.
We just died.
That is a 10 to hit. What's your AC?
My AC is 13.
Okay, so that misses. And he's gonna once again... Yeah, he's gonna do a offhand attack with his bonus action because dual wielding. So that means no proficiency modifier. That's... So what did you say your proficiency was? Your AC was?
13.
So that hits. So he's going to deal... You take 7 points of slashing damage.
So that's my health now.
So you are now unconscious. Actually, you would have been unconscious even if that wasn't the case because I forgot to incorporate the rage damage. So I'll just say that. He says, so you are now unconscious on the floor.
Healer's down.
Huh?
Healer's down.
So now it is the Nord girl. And she's going to run and stand near the table and aim an arrow at the orc, which she called Murdoch. So that's going to be... Really, feels really clunky rolling the dice sometimes. Nope, that's not what I want. Ignore that! That was me accidentally clicking when I shouldn't. So, proficient in that. D20. That's a D100. This is really becoming a
strong
mess.
arrow.
I'm going to apologize profusely for this. This is a real mess.
This
Okay.
is how all D&D works.
Okay, 16, if I compare it to... Yeah, so that hits. So, that would be... that plus that. So that's... So Murdoch takes 2 points of piercing damage, lowered to 2 because he's raging. And you just see as the Nord just fires the arrow, and it hits his shoulder, and you just hear him go, "Ugh! Little girl." But he is completely just full of rage. Gil, it's your turn. You hear your Argonian friend yell, and the sound of an arrow being fired. You are still outside in the storeroom. What do you do?
I rush in to help.
Okay, you can move your own character, by the way. You're free to do that.
Yeah, here.
Okay, so you move up right next to it, and you can see this grizzled orc with dark green skin. One of his tucks is slightly chipped, and he's got an arrow in his shoulder. And you can see just foam on the corner of his lips, and he's wielding 2 axes, one of them soaked in blood. What do you do?
I attack him.
All right, make an attack roll.
Okay, that's in gear and combat.
D20, so look at your gear, your D20, plus your proficiency if you're proficient in the weapon, plus your strength modifier if you're using a sword or such.
He is proficient in it.
Okay.
I don't know if I added any of that to my combat thing though.
Well, when you roll the dice, you can actually change like the plot. It's like 1d20 plus yada yada yada. I'm gonna try and find some more fight music.
Okay. So I rolled d20 plus what? Plus my strength? No.
Yeah. So D20 plus your proficiency modifier, which would be plus
2.
Yeah, plus 2, plus your strength modifier.
Okay. Which is plus 3, so plus d20 plus 5.
Yep.
Okay, let's roll.
So go ahead and roll. That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
And damage roll is just a d20? Or...
No, it's the weapon should say how much damage it deals. I think it's a D6 slashing plus your strength modifier.
Where's my weapon?
Should be in your character sheet. Could be in your character sheet on equipment.
Gear and combat. No, I don't see it.
What weapon did you give yourself?
Longsword.
Okay, I got your other sheet here. So longsword deals 1d8 plus your strength modifier in slashing.
D8 plus 3? Okay.
Yep, so a d8 plus 3.
Wait, I didn't add the 3, I don't think. Yeah, D8 plus
Well,
3.
we can just add that there. So I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with the 4 roll. So that would be. So you deal 7 points of slashing damage, reduced down to 3 because again he's raging. So seeing your new friend just fall on the ground, you quickly charge up to the orc and make a slash clear across the chest. It cuts in deep, but for whatever reason, he's still standing. But you do see a visible wince as you pull the blade away. It's now going to be the Red Guard's turn.
He's too angry to die.
The Red Guard, Elvanor, just looks at all of you and just stares at the Nord girl and says, "Saria, what the hell are you doing?" And he runs towards the other door. And he's going to run clear in. And that's going to be his turn. So now, it's Lavorli.
Lavorl's gonna walk forward a little bit, go through the doorway, stand at this guy, adjust his glasses slightly as he raises his book, flick his wrist once and hit him with a fireball.
Okay.
Fireball.
I believe that's... You have to roll an attack for that one, is it? Or is it Will's?
Yes, it is true.
So go ahead, roll an attack. Against his AC.
Did it roll?
Don't look like I'm not seeing the roll.
Oh, wait. It asked me if I wanted a normal roll. There we go.
Yeah.
Oops. Oh.
So, you flick your wrist out, and a fireball forms in your hand. You carefully aim at the orc, wind back your arm, and throw it. At the last possible second, though, Murdoch sees the light from the orb and ducks down as you see the fireball go flying and smash into the other wall, making a huge explosion. You're gonna have to try better than that, Four Eyes.
I take my glasses off and rub them on my coat real quick, trying to get the smudges off.
So now we go to Drayron. Make a death saving throw.
Dex saving.
Death saving throw.
Okay.
So...
Oh, the music's gone.
Yeah, I'm trying to find more. So you fail that death saving throw. So mark 1 on your saving throw thing.
Is that what that pitch perfect scream was?
Maybe, I don't know. There we go.
He has a set of lungs on him.
So, you just continue bleeding on the floor. So now, it's Murdoch's turn. And you see, he looks between the wizard and the paladin. And he just smiles and begins to laugh. Oh, I've been waiting for this. And he's going to make he's going to make a bite attack on you, Gil.
Okay.
So, let me just D4. No, not D4, D20. That was the one. So it's just going to be a straight up D20 because I don't care. I want to try and make it a bit easier. Natural 20. Okay, well.
Oh no.
So you notice that he's looking at the wizard and you're thinking, maybe I can get a slash in, before he whips around and grabs you by your head and sinks his teeth in. You take 2 points of piercing damage. As you feel the teeth begin to sink in, you hear an almighty clang as his teeth collide with your armor. And he shoves you back a bit. You don't move 5 feet, but he shoves you back, and you can see him clutching his already broken tooth. And you can see he's got a little fracture in it now at this point. And that's going to be his turn. Now, Astaria, she takes one look at where Elvenor came through, takes another look at Drayron, and just runs up to him, props him up, and takes out a health potion. She does the cork and basically shoves it down your gullet. So that is going to be 1d6. So you heal 6 points, and you are now conscious, but you're prone. And for the rest of her movement, she's going to just move over here. So Drayron, you are now conscious at 6 hit points. Gil, it's your turn once again.
Gil winces at the bite that he got through the armor somehow at the Orcs D. You're an idiot for trying to bite through armor, and then he sends another attack at him.
Okay, go ahead and roll an attack.
Okay, and then D20 plus 3.
Plus 3 plus your proficiency modifier.
D20 plus 5.
Yeah, plus 5.
D20 plus 5. 6. Oh wait, no.
Wait, what?
I rolled the D20 plus 5, and I rolled the
D20 like factorial?
Yeah, why is it? Because that should not be possible.
I got
It says 20. It says the D20 was a 27. What?
What?
I think you just rolled like a 1d2000 or like 2 million.
It says rolling 1. Just roll again.
Okay.
So we can't take that as a divine intervention for this campaign.
No. No, you cannot.
Why is it putting those exclamation points there?
I don't know.
I'm critting.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, okay, that's better. That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Damage D8 plus 3. Oh. 1 plus 3. 4.
It is weak point.
Okay,
I
I'm
can't.
just... That's not...
He's too angry.
1 sec. Just...
Cut off him.
Because of how this is going, I'm just gonna play this track. 1 sec. Can I just turn that off?
He's
Okay.
a boss now.
So that deals 1 point of damage. So you try and slash, but he dips out of the way and you just scratch him on his side. He looks up in you and says, well, guess I'm not that dumb if I can dodge.
Dodge.
You don't see where the red guard is. He's just completely vanished. So, Lorville, it's your turn once more.
Shoves his glasses onto his face, dusts off his book, and readies another firebolt to throw at him.
Go ahead and roll an attack.
Wait, do you mean firebolt?
I think it's called bolt, but it was
It's called
written on
Ball,
the
but it's been renamed to Ball.
Why? This is terrible lenses. I need new glasses.
In the irritation of your first shot missing, you charge up another fireball and throw it. This time, though, your aim's a little bit off, and he's just able to twitch his head a little bit and dodge it. He just looks at you and laughs.
I take my glasses off and shove them in my pocket.
So, Drayan, you are conscious, but you're prone. Blaze?
Yeah.
Okay, you're conscious, but you're prone. So what are you gonna do?
I can't just get up and then block him, can I?
You can get up, but if you try and move away from him, he'll get an attack of opportunity on you.
No, by me using cantrip.
What cantrip are you on to use?
Vicious Mockery.
Yeah, you can use Vicious Mockery as your action. As it's going to be half your movement to stand up, but you still have your action you can use.
Got it.
All right. So you use Vicious Mockery. Let me see what's required of me there. Is it just a will save?
It's a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. Gotcha. Okay. So
Against
let me just what's this guy's wisdom? Okay. So that's D20 plus wisdom modifier, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, let's see how wise he is. Not very. I'm going to assume that's...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so go ahead and deal damage. Well,
Okay,
what do you say to him?
Yeah, what
You
do
giant ugly green bean. Look what you're doing. This beautiful angel Saria. How dare you destroy her and make her feel torn. How dare you do any of this? If I had my way, I would make sure that your ugly mug was placed on every street, and everyone would know just what a giant cunt you are.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage then. And this is going to be full damage because he can't resist that, can he?
No.
It's only physical attacks, yeah. Cool.
Also, he has disadvantage on his
what?
On his next attack roll. He has a disadvantage.
Okay. So after that ranting and raving, he looks at you and he has a kind of face like he kind of gets what you're saying at, but his mind is still really clouded, but you see his shoulders slump slightly. So, before Murdoch starts, you start to hear two distinct thumpings. One coming from where Elvenor came from, and the other comes from the door. It sounds like something is trying to smash its way in. Meanwhile, further into the keep, it sounds like something's coming towards you. So Murdoch, looking at you with rather confused irritation, shakes his head violently and goes for another attack on Gil. So there's a dice. So yeah, roll 2 of them so that I can do that and that and that. I think that's how. Yeah, I think that's how. Just roll 2 and go for the lowest. Yeah. That doesn't work at all.
Oh no.
That does not work at all. So, one sec. 13 plus 6, that's 19, so that hits still in it.
Yeah.
Yep. So, let's see. Nope, nope, disabled. Shit, ignore that.
3 damage.
Well, actually, I can just add plus. Okay, I'll do another roll properly this time. Ooh! You take 8 points of slashing damage.
I'm almost dead.
And...
So,
yeesh.
I'm just changing the bar.
And for his offhand attack, he's going to make an attack. He's going to walk 5 feet towards Laveri. He's just fed up of being attacked by fireballs. Still within the zone of engagement, so you don't get an attack of opportunity on him, though, Gil. And he's going to make an offhand attack on you.
On me?
Yep. That's a 6.
I kind of swipe it to the side with my book.
Yeah.
My
So
glasses
he...
in my pocket.
So he walks towards you. You can see he's actually got he's a little bit sluggish. He doesn't look like he can take much more of what punishment he's getting. And he just slashes for you, but it's using his bad shoulder, the one that has the arrow in it. So you're able to easily deflect it. So, now it is Staria's turn. She takes one look towards where the thumping from inside the keep is going, to the door, and just goes, forget this, and dashes towards the door and throws it open. And from there comes in, let me see if it's got a token for it. I hope it's got a token for it. Oh, that is a crappy token, but I'm going to use it. That's a better token. You see, randomly, a boar comes charging in.
What the heck?
Yeah, so I just need to quickly get the... God, I really should have gone the stats for this creature.
Big.
Give me a second. I just gotta quickly search up the stats for the boar.
This wizard is the most ineffectual thing I've ever seen.
To be fair, he's the only one that hasn't landed a single hit on you guys yet. Also, by the way, I win the bet. We've been in this starting area for an hour.
Oh no.
Hey, we're having fun at the very least. I thought this has been going on for 20 minutes.
I'm enjoying it, even though I think I'm sucking.
To be fair, I was expecting this to be done with a party of 4. With, like, you know...
4 attacks on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I was kind of hoping you'd get the drop on him, because... I mean, obviously we're still part of it, so I'm not going to spoil anything what's going on, but it's like... Guy's an orc barbarian, man. I gotta play him as a barbarian.
Yeah.
Okay, damn, I can't find the stats for a boar. And so, Compodium, help me.
His glasses are so smudged he can't see.
There we go. That's the stats for a boar. Okay, so I just need to figure out how this boar... Okay, so it's that plus... That's a plus... That's a 0. Okay, well, I could have just rolled a d20. So let me just roll a d20 to see where this thing's roll is. With this thing's position. 13, damn. Okay.
Can we try to tame it?
So... Gotta shift it up here. So... Yeah, I'll go with that, yeah. So you see the boar come charging in. I gotta find more music. Next time I'm gonna be more prepared with the music.
You should do the Ultima song from FF14.
This orc is a...
Sure, I'll
final
go with
boss,
that
right?
then. Ultimate's theme, let's go.
Yeah.
This is far more epic than it needs to be, but whatever. Ah, I can move the camera away. So, you see the boar just quickly snap its head towards Staria. She just stares at it in fear. And the boar's head slowly turns towards where you're all fighting. And you hear it make a very audible screech of anger as it charges forward. It is going to make, once I get, because I'm pretty sure the boar can do, yeah. It charges forward and just does a straight up melee attack onto Murdoch. So that would be... So that plus 3. Alright, got it.
Is this the savior boar with this music?
It's not the ultimate theme I was going for, but I'm gonna go for this. Ah!
It's a good song, though.
So what damage did that do? That did... Okay, that was 18, so that's definitely a hit, so I'll just shift the ball up to
Okay,
here.
this is the music I imagine just... Like, can I just have this... Have Dryren just play this just from seeing it as a reaction?
If the wizard misses one more time, I want Benny.
I'm just saying for the record, I wasn't expecting this to be this intense, but whatever. I was honestly expecting you guys to wipe this. So let's see, how much damage does it do? It is 1d4 plus 6. Got it, that's actually quite a bit of damage, jeez. 1d4 plus...
So how do I like use my shield? I have a shield, but I don't know if I can.
Oh, you shield adds plus 2 to your AC.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
So if my armor class is 18,
Then your armor class would be 20 with the shield.
ooh.
So,
I have a-
the previous hit that did hit, we'll still say it hit, just because it'd be too annoying to go back on all that stuff.
Yeah, don't.
But for future reference. Okay, so the boar deals 2 piercing damage reduced down to 1. As it just basically charges right up to the orc and stabs it in the butt. Because that's basically as low as it is. And even though it doesn't deal a lot of damage, the Murdoch does yell out in shock and turns around at this new enemy. And he just glares at it. So, Gil, it's your turn. So what do you do?
I don't even know how to react with the boar around. Gil looks around like he's very confused that a random boar just burst in and started fighting with him.
The boar looks entirely focused on the orc, though. Like, it isn't paying you any mind. Either of you. It's just hands down focused on the orc.
Since it seems so focused on the orc, Gil ignores it, continues attacking the orc while he's turned around.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay, D20 plus...
That hits.
plus
Roll
5.
damage.
Roll damage. D8 plus 3.
Plus proficiency.
1.
Is that including your
4.
proficient? No. Is that including it?
Isn't the modifier plus 3?
Yeah, plus
And
your strength
Plus
modifier.
3,
Yeah.
and the proficiency also gives like plus 2.
Oh, so D8 plus 5? So we just add 2 on that.
Yeah, so 6. How do you want to kill it? How do you want to end this orc?
While he's turned around looking at the boar, I want to just jab the longsword straight through his, like, shoulder.
So non-lethally taking him out.
So
Yeah,
are you doing a
probably,
non-lethal takedown or a lethal takedown?
Non-lethal.
Okay. So as Murdoch turns around, you hear him go, "Oh, I'm waiting for you to get." You just instinctively step forward and with perfect aim, stab clear through his right shoulder, basically pushing out the arrow that Starry had fired into him. You just see him just go completely rigid in shock as blood begins spurting out both sides. You see him slump to his knees. You hear the clang as both his war axes falls to his side. And then he lands down with an almighty crash. he is now unconscious, bleeding. As he lands, though, the Red Guard reappears. You see him just taking what's going on, seeing Murdoch lying on the floor. Oh, you bastards! And he takes out his blade. He uses his entire movement to get back in here, so that's his turn. Lavorley, your turn.
Glasses now in my pocket, seeing this man run in with a sword. I'm gonna step over him.
You're right next to the bar.
Oh shit, I forgot about the ball.
The ball doesn't notice you. The ball, like, it's looking at you, but it doesn't look like it's looking at you in an aggressive sense.
I took my glasses off, I failed to notice these things.
Without his glasses, he ignores the boar and just walks over.
As I said, the ball just seems to be more focused on Elvenor, who just came in. And you get the feeling that somehow this board knows these people.
Okay. To avoid any further badness, I'm gonna set my wizard spellbook on the ground, use both hands to concentrate on this fireball, and throw it at him.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
God damn it!
The fireball comes careening towards him, and he just takes out a small shield and bats it away. And it just crashes, ironically, where your first fireball was. And just looks at you with a very angry glare. And you can tell this guy's a lot more smarter than the orc.
I sit down with my spellbook and...
The board just looks at you. You aren't very good at reading animal faces, but you get the feeling that it's looking at you very disapprovingly. So, Drayron, your turn. I'm just gonna play this one again.
Okay.
It's actually changing a bit.
Can I try to convince the Red Guard that we don't want to fight?
So, are you going to try and persuade him?
Yes.
Alright. What do you say to him?
Halt. Wait, what was his name again?
Elvenor.
Halt, Elvenor. We don't want to fight. What happened to your friend Murdoch here, we did out of self-defense.
Roll a persuasion check with disadvantage.
With disadvantage?
You've killed one of his friends!
He's not dead.
The guy who's
He's
the guy
mostly dead.
He's in a blood
well, he thinks all he can see is Murdoch lying in a pool of his own blood. And not to mention one of the other people in the cells just threw a fireball at him.
Yeah,
Fair point.
it's a little too late.
So
I don't know if my luck at him is a very general term.
So that's 13. He glares at you and doesn't say a word. But he doesn't relax either. As you finish talking to him, the stomping that you heard from inside the keep gets extremely loud. And barreling through the door that Elvenor just came in, you see a giant man. Which you instantly realize, there's no way a normal man can be this tall. This is a half-giant. And he steps into the room and stops. And just takes one look at you lots. He doesn't even say a word. And you just see foam start to gather on the side of his mouth.
Oh no, not this again.
Yep. You're about to fight a brawler. I'm just gonna say that.
Why is everything so angry?
So. Oh god, that was a good roll too. Okay, so. Thankfully, his turn was just to get him in there.
Can I use a free action to give?
Use that. Oh, no, it's not your turn yet. It's the boar's turn. The second this brawler comes on in... Oh, wait, damn it. Song's ending. I'm going to make it play again because it's actually good music.
Yeah.
You just see the boar instantly turn around and start making a beeline straight for the half-giant. Gets... One sec, it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It gets... It can't get quite... No, it can actually, yeah. It gets up to the brawler and just makes another gouging attack on it. Which, again, I really need to keep the stats nearby. Plus 3 to hit, but... Okay, got it. That's... No, it clangs against the armor. Don't seem to have any effect. And you see the boar visibly staggered because it just basically headbutted solid iron armor. Although, you do notice that it's solid, but it's got patches of rust everywhere. I want everyone to roll a perception check just quickly.
Okay.
Just very quickly, a perception check.
Perception, abilities. I'll actually check my character PDF to see if I have anything with perception, which I don't. So.
Oh, jeez. Oh, boy. Mitch, you... Oh!
Oh, I rolled a 1!
I pissed off the dice gods.
Hamilton, no!
For Gil and Lavuri, you see a big angry half-giant in armor. But, Drayron, upon looking close, you can see that the bits that are rusted are really rusted. You get the feeling that they can't take much in terms of impacts. So, Staria is now going to step forward a bit and make a ranged attack onto Elvenor. 20 plus 2 plus that. That's, I believe, yeah, it hits. Yeah, it hits. So, that's a, what is it again? That plus that plus that. I'm new to this, shut up.
I rolled the 1 for perception. I didn't even look at him.
Yeah, you were just like, holy crap, is that still blood? Okay, so...
Oh.
So you see Saria take careful aim and fire a shot, and it hits Elvenor directly in the chest. It doesn't fully go all the way in, but he definitely felt that, and he's already looking pretty worse for wear from it. Gil, it's your turn.
Since the boar helped us take out Murdoch the orc.
You need to do some of your healings.
Oh, I should.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got lay on hands.
Before. Oh,
That would be your action, by the way.
Do
to
I
use
start
lay on
with lay on
hand.
hands?
Yeah, you can use. Yeah, as a paladin, you have lay on hands at level 1, and you can. So basically, you can heal 5 points. No, you can heal. Your modifier, your paladin level times 5 even. So you're a level 1 paladin, so you can heal 5 health per long rest. I think it's long rest.
Yeah. So I spend the turn using my paladin abilities to lay hands on myself.
Yep. So how many points are you using to heal yourself?
All 5 of them. So
All right.
I'll be at
So
7.
go ahead and add 5 points. You still got your movement though, if you want to move anywhere.
I'll move up to.
You can move.
Can I move up to beside the boar?
How far is that? That would be 30 feet. That would be 30 feet. What's your movement?
I think it's 30. Right. Half elf is 30.
Let me check, because as I said, I got a character sheet here. I think.
It says 60 speed, but I think that's just kind of weird.
Yeah, it's a bit excessive.
Yeah, I don't think it's 60. I think.
Yeah,
it's
I don't
30.
think it's 60 either. So we'll go.
I think it's 30.
Yeah, we'll go with 30. Yeah. So yeah, you're able to get right up close to the red guard, which you can see. There's a lot of blood on his chest from that arrow. So, Elvenor doesn't even acknowledge you, just looks down at the boar that just attacked the half-giant, and is going to make a stab attack on it. There we go.
Hamilton!
So that, plus that, plus that. Oh no, he's actually... There we go.
If this boar 5. I swear I'm going to try to make it.
It doesn't matter. That was a natural 1. And he stabs, but as he lunges forward, he just instantly just flinches as, the damage to his chest takes hold of it. Completely misses the ball.
But does he face plant?
No, he doesn't. He stays standing. He's just there, clutching his chest with his sword arm shaking in pain.
That looks.
Lavuri, your
Sword
turn.
hand hungers.
Sighs deeply, exhales,
Boy.
grabs his book off the floor,
Gil
turns
sends
the
you a
pages a
thumbs
couple
up.
times, focuses deeply on his inner being to throw a fireball. Wait, how intact is the wall that I've been hitting instead?
It's
Yeah,
actually
did he
pretty
bore a
sturdy.
hole?
The wall's
It's
actually pretty.
sturdy?
It's still
Oh.
there. Yeah, it's not one of the more damaged walls that you can see around you. It's actually one of the more sturdier walls.
Okay. This big man who just come into the room, I'm gonna throw a fireball at.
Roll an attack.
Please, RNGesus. You're gonna be my new deity. Please. Yeah!
Natural 20. Roll damage.
Okay. I'm about to play something. Prepare to hear it.
Oh shit, that's a wrong dice.
Shh. Okay, silence for this.
7.
That's doubled.
14.
How do you want this thing to die?
Holy shit.
Here we go.
Explosions.
So in your fury of the fact that you, for whatever reason, cannot hit a damn thing that is not a wall, you decide to improvise and throw it at the wall of anger and flesh. And as you wind back, you aim very carefully, and you look at one of the more rough areas of the armor. And you fling the fireball as hard as you can, and you see almost in slow motion as it it looks like it phases through, but in that small second you can see a giant hole where Frost essentially used to be. And you see the half-giant's face go from rage to shock to fear as just a massive explosion encompasses the entire area. Shards of metal and bone are everywhere. And that is a pretty dead half-giant brawler.
I'll reach into my pocket and pull out my glance to see the destruction I've caused.
There's a lot of blood, and even Elvenor's just there like, oh god.
That almost hit me.
I lament over the brutality of that.
Okay. Drayan, it's your turn.
I'm going to move as far as I can. And then
Ignore the dog that's barking.
I don't even hear
I'll
it.
move as far as I can.
Alright?
And I'm going to once again try to convince... I'm going to try to convince the pig to stop and be our friend.
That's in the middle of combat.
Yes.
What do you say? What does Drayan say to the pig? The boar.
Halt, boar. We need not to continue this anymore. Come with us and we will grant you freedom and food. And all the running space you can handle.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check. Just straight up persuasion.
Of course, I'm pretty sure it doesn't understand me because it's a pig.
Go ahead and roll straight up persuasion.
Persuade it.
Come on, face.
RNGesus, you have blessed him. Oh, darn.
Oh, wow.
You see the boar, like, it too was kind of blown away by the destruction of this half-giant. And you see it just turn around and looks directly at you. Looks back at the red guard. Back to you again. Don't know if anything's happened. Okay, so they're dead, they're dead. So, now it's the boar's turn. And you see the boar just look at the red guard once again. Doesn't seem to do anything, though. Now it's Staria's turn. Staria is just... She's just kind of... Her demeanor's changed a bit. She now seems... Like, when she was... At the start of this, she was a mixture of scared and excitement, but... That seemed to be completely gone when the half-giant fell. And she just seems, like, in complete shock. And so basically skips her turn. Gil, it's your turn. What do you do?
Since the red guard is just shocked and his friend like blew up, Gil tries to talk him out of fighting.
Alright, what does Gil say to him then? I'm also going to roll a d20. This is for Murdoch's death saving throw. I completely forgot about that. Because it has been his turn.
Oh, yeah.
Murdoch has failed the death saving throw.
Is he dead?
No. He will be if he fails 2 more times, though.
And no one tries to stabilize him.
Yeah. So yeah, what does Gil say to Elvenor?
Redguard, your half-giant friend has definitely died. He's like on the ceiling and the walls. It's really gross. But your orc friend is still alive. And if we stop fighting, we can stabilize him as long as you just let us go.
Did you have to say that his friend was dead?
No, normally I would say roll with disadvantage, but because of his situation right now, I'm going to say that you can just do a normal persuasion roll.
My persuasion is +2 on the character sheet, but I messed
So
up
d20 +2, I think. Wait, are you proficient in it?
No, I'm not proficient.
Then it's just a d20, ain't it? Ain't it, Mitch?
Well, it's also with his bonus from his abilities.
Yeah, half-elves just have naturally, like, a +2 to charisma. So it
Okay.
might be, like, +1 or something.
Yeah.
No, wait, it wasn't your charisma 14?
Yeah, 14 plus 2
Oh, yeah.
modifier.
Yeah,
It would
you
be
have the
+2.
plus.
So d20 +2.
Okay.
Because it's not... it only goes by the proficiency, not the skill stuff. 12. The Red Guard, it's... You can tell he's in a bad way, both physically and mentally. He's backed up against a corner, and he's just not in a good way. You're not sure what happens. Now it's the Red Guard's turn. You see his breathing starting to get quicker. He's starting to panic a bit more. He takes one more look at Murdoch and then where the remains of his half-giant friend was, and he just bolts back the way he came. You have an attack of opportunity if you want to do so, Gil.
No, I'll let him go.
All right, the boar doesn't attack either, and he just runs deeper into the keep, a trail of blood following him. For all intents and purposes, we shall say, unless, Lavora, you've got anything you want to do to either Staria or the boar or anyone else? No?
Nope, no.
All right. So we'll say that the battle has ended then, so we don't need to do the turn order thing. So, as you all regroup with a lot more blood now decorating the area and a lot more debris and a very distinct smell of burning stone, courtesy of Lavori, you all gather around except for Staria and the boar. Staria is still just standing over by the wall, completely in shock, whereas the boar is just loitering around near the door where Elvenor came in. Is there anything that you want to do?
Took me a while to get warmed up. Sorry about that.
Can I still try to stabilize the? Can I still try to stabilize the orc?
You can, but I'm going to make another death saving throw for him now at this point. My thing just froze up. Okay, yeah, he makes a death saving throw, so he's still 2 away. Okay. So how do you want to stabilize him? Do you want to try just like normal medical means? Do you want to shove a potion down his gullet? Like, what do you want to do?
I'll try through normal medical means.
Alright, make a medicine check. Or whatever.
I swear if this goes if it goes like really badly, can I say what happens?
Oh, 21.
For a person whose proficiency is as a bard, you're surprisingly well when it comes to medicine. You're able to patch up the wound best you can. There's still some blood seeping in, but there's no risk of him bleeding to death. He's still very much unconscious, and while your bandage work is good, it's not going to last without proper medical attention. You're basically just making it out of like rags and stuff that you find lying around. You're very under-resourced. But he is stable. He doesn't have to make any more death saving throws, but he is still unconscious.
I'm gonna go look at this guy.
You monster.
You examine the red pool of blood that remains of this half-giant. You can actually see in the remains what looks like a wooden band with a bunch of what looks like claw marks, but make a perception check.
Okay.
Because it's definitely something in common, but it's difficult to read because of how bad it is. Not to mention it's slightly damaged.
Blood.
Yeah.
It's
Well, no,
blood.
no,
8.
it's got writing on there. You can make out the words "nah" at the end, but nothing
I'm gonna
else.
pick it up.
All right.
I'm gonna bring it over here.
As you walk up to Staria, she just, which you figured at this point now because of the yelling that her name is Staria, she doesn't seem to be reacting still. She just seemed to be in complete shell shock.
I
Can I
hand her
slap
this thing, and I say, "I'm sorry about your friend, but they were going to kill us."
She slowly looks down at this whatever part of it was on, which, having a look at Star, you can see that she has one that's similar on her neck. And it does have writing on it, but it's covered by her hair mostly, so you can't make it out. And she just slowly looks down at it. And you see a tear land on her hand, followed by a few more. And you hear her say with a voice incredibly shaky, "This one was more than that. This one was much more than that." And she just tightly clasps the necklace and just continues to stand there. The boar, on the other hand, walks towards the three of you. And it looks at the three of you rather questioningly before you see its form start to shimmer slightly.
The fuck?
And you see it
What?
start to get taller.
What?
And now standing in front of you
Big boar.
is a female, is a small female druid.
Oh.
A small, it's a high elf. You can tell by just its skin color, even though it's covered in a large amount of dirt. She has long waist length red hair, and she's, considering she was just a boar, she looks rather thin. And she just brushes away part of her, part of the hair, looks back at the blood pool where the half-giant was and says, "Oh, well, I guess I wasn't needed at all, was I?"
Sorry.
"Oh, no, don't apologize. I was hunting these bastards for the last couple of days."
Are you a bounty hunter,
No, nothing of the sort, love. No. These lot were, Just trying to anger him, that's all. In fact, the only one that wasn't was, the wee lass over there. She, that's how I kind of found my way here. Sorry, just, like, she's averting her gaze, but she clearly, like, quickly looks up at the druid and looks down. So, you gonna do anything about the Red God bastard or not?
I want to try to stop him from fighting or trying to harm any more.
Oh, I don't think he's in the position of that. I won't be surprised if he's fallen unconscious from blood loss. Good shot, by the way, lass. You just see Staria slowly nod her head.
I apologize, Daria. I had no idea that you would suffer these losses.
Well,
I blame myself for this. Can I use lay on hands on the orc?
You've ran out of points. You used all your points in the fight.
Yeah,
You used them all to heal yourself, so you do not have lay on hands available to you until your next long rest.
I meant cure wounds.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Cast Cure Wounds on him.
Okay.
But as you walk towards him, the druid grabs you firmly by the arm, stopping you for a second, says, "Are you sure you want to do this, lad? I'm not blind. I saw the state you were in. You were like you were getting the shite beat out of you."
I am sure.
All
now
right.
that our
But I'm definitely not going to let him do anything to you. And she just stands directly over the orc with this. It looks more like just a big stick, but she's definitely holding it ready just in case the orc tries anything silly. So go ahead, you place your hands on Murdoch on either side of his temple, and you cast Cure Light Wounds. So go ahead and cast the spell. How much does he heal?
well, how do you do that?
I think it's /me. Yeah. While this is happening, you can see Lavorio is just going around, like, casting prestidigitation everywhere on everybody.
Well, that was a bad one if it wasn't for the spell bonus.
Well, doesn't really matter. So, as you feel the divine energy go from your hands into the orc, you see him stir for a second. And then his eyes just slowly flutter open. It takes him a second, but then he sees you just directly over him with this druid stand over. And for a second, it looks like he's going to start fighting again, but then you just see his eyes just widen in fear at the druid and go, Don't. Go ahead. So the orc is now conscious, but he is... You get the idea that he's not smart, but he's smart enough to know when he is utterly fucked.
Calm down. We're not here to fight, cause any more harm. Enough of this has been caused already today.
Right, is that all you say to him?
No. I am sorry that you had to be harmed. And I am also sorry about the remains of friend
Remains.
there.
And you see him...
Sorry, guys.
You see him just slowly, like, just turn his head in the direction that you're pointing, and you just see his eyes widen even more as he sees, again, just strips of flesh and shards of metal. The iron armor is completely destroyed, by the way. Like, there is nothing left of it outside some boots.
Oh god.
Like, the armor was already worse where that explosion just ended it. And he just looks back at you and just slowly nods his head. Doesn't say a word.
If I had my way, this wouldn't have happened. Daria is taking it hard.
And at the mention of that, you see him like sit up all of a sudden and just turn towards, just start looking around very quickly. Still doesn't seem to be saying anything, but he's looking around as if he's looking for somebody. After a few seconds, he finally turns and sees Staria, and he just starts getting up really quickly. Do you do anything?
I put a hand on his shoulder and try to tell him that if he's about to try and do something that will harm someone, that now's not the time. We don't want any more loss. We don't want to cause any more harm than we already have.
So as you try and put your hand on him, he just very aggressively, like not in the threatening sense, just like the case of like don't touch me, like shoves your hand off and doesn't start running, just very briskly walks towards Staria, and just stands like just like crouches down a little bit because he's a lot taller, and just like tries to look directly into her eyes, but she's averting her gaze. You get the feeling that now that he's not just in a blind rage, he's clearly worried. And, he just tries a few minutes and just turns around and says, "What of Elvenor? Where is he?"
He ran off before we could tell him to stop.
And the second you say that, he starts making... It looks like he's running towards you, but he just runs directly past you and starts heading into the keep. The druid just looks and says, "Well, if I knew he was that easy to convince, I would have done it myself."
Are you a scion who has a divine task to bring all races together?
No. I'm just here to protect Nurm.
And we lucky charms.
You would say that again, laddie, and you're gonna regret it.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I heard you, laddie. I'll let it slide for this once.
Thank you.
Well, maybe I should have asked this to begin with, but what the fuck are you all doing here?
Ah, yes. So there I was, minding my own business, reading a nice little book beside a candle, and the light went out. Now, I can read in the dark, but it was not very polite. So I tried to cast a spell.
Lad, I'm not here for your life story. I just want to know what the bleeding hell you're doing in this keep.
Another time.
Another time, then.
I got arrested for viciously mocking a noble man and causing him to have severe headaches for being over-controlling of his daughter and what she did in her life. She's an adult. She has free choice to do what she wants when she wants it. Let her go out and be a horse.
Okay. I didn't want your life story, Argonian. I just want to... Is it so... What about... She points to Gil. What about you? Are you going to just say it simply, or are you going to give me an autobiography?
It started when I was a young...
Oh, for crying out loud! Well, doesn't matter. Doesn't look like you lot are with them. So I've got no qualms for you so long as you don't try and hurt Nurm. Which, I'm not sure if you guys notice, that's the planet. You won't believe how many people don't know that. Anyway, so where are you lot planning to go then?
Well, my goal for the past couple of days was just to get out of that box.
Well, congratulations! You're about to go into a wilderness full of wolves and dragons and all sorts of terrible things. It's a good life, honestly.
Oh, God.
Huh.
But, no. I mean, where are you heading? Like, what town are you going for? You can't expect to be living out in the wilderness.
Where exactly
Where
are
is
we?
the nearest town?
The nearest town. Well, if I had to guess... Well, first most, do you know exactly what hold we're in?
I wish I did,
Not
however,
exactly.
I was blindfolded as we were taken here.
Well, you happen to be around the edge of the hold of Dawnstar. You know what Dawnstar is, right? A few years ago, what are they called? The Dark Brotherhood appeared there once. Real nasty business. And there was also that crazy bastard who, wanted to get, what's it called? Murgus Dragon's, dagger or something like that. It was all years ago, far beyond any of our times, I can tell already. You know, my mom told me about that. But you're about, I'd say around 4 hours or so away from Gunmar's Ground. It's a relatively new town sprung up in the last couple of years. Bit of a bandit problem. They've asked for mine and my fellow druids' help every now and then, but that's probably your best bets. Over to the north, couple of days' walk from here, but you can probably find your way towards Rorikstead, probably. But that's a couple of days' walk. If I were you, I'd say Gunma's Ground. At the very most, you'd be able to relax and such.
Should it have an inn? I am sure I could try to arrange for us to have at least a night to stay.
Well, I mean, my opinion, what time is it when I got in? I was kind of in a bit of a rush to get here.
How long have you had your eye on this place?
What was that?
How long have you had your eye on this place?
Past 2 or 3 days. From what I can tell, they haven't been here very long, but it seems that once they got settled, they started doing stuff that we don't agree with. So I staked it out, was able to finally find the place proper, and I was meant to just hang about and watch, but then I heard quite a bit of yelling and fighting, so here I am.
And what was your name exactly? Sorry, I didn't hear.
I never gave it. No, my name is Belliana Softground, at your service.
My name is Lavoro Cornelius Finnegan. At yours.
I'm just going to call you Laurel.
It's very nice. It's very nice.
Good job, Laurel. And what about you lot? You two.
My name is Gil Murrian, Wandering Paladin.
Ah, Paladin. Oh, we ain't seen many of them for a while. Those are fairly rare. Usually they prefer just to be like, angry kind of deal. It's nice to see one who follows the gods.
Yes.
And what about you, Argonian?
I bow and introduce myself. I am the Tyrant Cause, Argonian bard who was founded and raised by Dunbar at your service.
You know, if I was part of the Dominion, I'd probably be pretty angry that you were raised by Dark Elves. They've been getting, rather Skyrim racist all of a sudden. But I left that long ago. It's memory best not brought up. But it's good to meet you. It's good to meet all 3 of you. And she looks towards Darian, who... She's recovered a little bit. She is actually now, like, moving about, but she does seem a little bit in shock. But she does seem to be, like, regaining her senses a bit more. Well, do you not want me to accompany you to Gunma's Guard or Ground, or are you perfectly fine making your way by yourself?
I wouldn't mind an escort.
We would appreciate the assistance.
By all means, the more assistance we gain, the merrier. Besides,
Splendid, splendid. Right, well, I guess grab your baggage and those other 2 people if you, you have any use of them. And she just walks out the door. Like, the door's still open, so you just see she walks out the door, she just stands there. She's just waiting for you outside.
Can I try to comfort the grieving?
You reach forward towards her, but she does shrink away from your grasp a little bit. She looks up at you, and it's just like, thanks, but I don't need it kind of attitude. Like, she's definitely is very quickly returning to, you know, she's definitely recovering at least decently enough. And you just see her slowly look towards the door where Murdoch and Elvenor ran out of. So, were you gonna just leave them?
I don't see any more reason for us to be fighting them. Especially not after this.
I suppose you're right. It's, I only did this because Bernard told me that I would have a happier life. And Elvenor and Murdoch agreed with him. And I'm not sure what I'll do now, but I know that I don't know if I can ever return home. I'm a bandit. They'll lock me up, I swear.
Well, Gil here is a paladin, which must mean he is part of a holy order. Perhaps he can help convince others. You have decided to change your way, start anew. What?
My holy order will not accept someone who would leave someone trapped in a cage.
It was not by her choice, Gil.
And you hear from outside Belner say, "Oh, well, I guess you're screwed, lass." But you see Sorry just like, she stands up a bit more straight and says, "No, I'll return home and I'll accept my punishment. It's what I've done."
Please.
And she takes one last look at the door Murdoch and Elfinor ran out of, and then just, without looking at the rest of you, just walks out and stands behind Belena.
I follow.
I also follow.
All right. 1 hour, 40 minutes, and we've just gone through the first area. I'm so upset about that. I wanted to showcase the Brawl class, and Mitch went ahead and one-shot him.
But yeah, you one-shot.
Explosions!
But yeah,
the barbarian orc, who's like almost as D&D as you can get, just was the biggest threat over you guys.
That guy was scary.
I mean,
Jesus is my nightmare and my savior.
I was honestly expecting you to burn more of your powerful spells on Murdoch, and then the barbarian would have, you know, the brawler would have came in and you would have had your big fight. But no, it was the complete opposite.
It's also, I didn't have any armor rating, so I guess I didn't put my armor on at that point.
I guess not, but
Yeah.
Oh well.
That's fine.
So I'll just take us back to the start bit here because there's nothing really important.
That could have went really different too. If that boar wasn't there, I was gonna move into a position to use flames.
Yeah, I had that character on standby just in case. Like
I didn't want to cook the boar too, though.
Yeah, I was just there like, right, well, I know for a fact that if this goes south, I'm going to need a character to bail him out because I'm not TPKing on the quote-unquote tutorial mission.
Oh, wait. Oh, there's my BS.
What is that?
Yeah, I'm just reviewing the entire bit for you guys.
Yeah, that was the BS I was drawing. Which means now I can make the Bobby face.
Okay, have fun with that. Right, so I can turn off the turn order for now. Right, so, because this doesn't really involve a scene or anything anymore. So, I want everyone, as you step out of the keep, you see, one thing you noticed with the keep after the Imperial garrison had somewhat vanished is there was a lot of debris and blood on the inside main hall, and there was signs of damage, but looking at the keep from the outside, no sign of damage, just normal weathering caused by the snow and the wind and such. It seems like whatever caused the destruction happened inside the main hall. And all of you stand together, just on the just on the outside of the keep. And you can see, just in the sky, it's difficult to see the exact time because the sun is high in the air, or as I know how someone's going to say it, it's high noon. So you can't tell if it's becoming morning or afternoon, but it's somewhere around the midday. So as you continue walking, you see this bank of trees just basically engulf you. Looking up, you can see patches of the cloudy sky, but it's very difficult to tell. Staria and Belena are just walking alongside you, but they're not really saying anything. Staria keeps looking down at this, what you can only assume now is a name tag for the half-giant, while also lightly holding on to her own. So, what do you do?
I'm gonna take off my hat and put it on Soria.
So you take off the hat. You like very quickly put it on Staria's head. She kind of leaps back a bit in surprise, and then just like quickly reaches around the top of her head and just feels his hat, and just for the first time you actually see a smile, and it's actually a very nice, gentle smile. And you continue walking.
My hands around for prestidigitation. I turn the hat like the same color of her hair, and it goes, "This is your chance at a new life."
She gently just brushes the part of her hair that's still not covered by the hand. Just says, "Well, we'll have to see what the Imperial captain of my town says first."
Can I compliment both her and the High Elf?
Sure. What do you say to him?
Well, I'll say, I'd bet my life that they'd accept you. I mean, you're quite an astounding person.
Is this to Saria? Because you cut off there, so I don't know who you were saying it to.
It's to her.
All right.
Kind person with a gentle heart.
That's.
I'm sure anyone can be deemed some traits like those.
That's what my father always said, but again, it's not going to be my choice, is it now? I'm going to walk into town, I'm going to get arrested for banditry, and I guess we'll see, but thank you for your words anyway. And so
Can I give her 20 coins?
You try to hand her the 20 gold that you found, and she just pushes your hand away and says, "I don't need it. I'm not in that situation like you are. I'm in a different one." So she refuses the coins.
I understand and respect your decision. You really are quite a lovely person, both inside and out. And I hope that your path of redemption will be allowed.
You're sounding more like my father. I'm not sure if I should be happy about that or slightly creeped out. And she walked a bit quicker at that point.
I give a chuckle and play, and pull out my lute to play slightly.
And as you start playing the tune, you hear Belena say, "Oh, it's been a long time since I heard a good tune."
Oh, is that so? Wait, what does she look like?
She, like Staria, she's quite small. Like she's a little bit shorter than basically the three of you. She has this very dark red hair that goes down to her waist, but it's mostly good, but it's got a lot of twigs and such. Her face is just, it was filthy until until Voro just went on a massive prestidigitation spree. So now she's got like, there's bruising around her face and such, a few small claw marks here and there, but it's fine. It's hard to tell her age because she's a high elf, but from what you can tell, she looks to be fairly young, at least in terms of half elf standard. In terms of high elf standards, I meant high elf, not half elf.
I mean, young for them is like what, under 100?
Roll a perception check. Go ahead. That way you can see if you know what her age is, and anyone else just wants to figure out her age. This is really weird to say.
But you had to say redhead, didn't you?
Yes. Hey, I had this character planned for months, all right?
I can't see anything.
She's a half elf, according to Gil. I mean, yeah, she looks like a half elf as far as she knows. He's not even, he doesn't even know about what's a high elf. What's a high elf? It's his favorite race, but what's a high elf? As for you, Dryren, it's difficult to tell because obviously you're an Argonian. You age differently to elves, but you can guess that she is somewhere around her 200s. You're not sure whereabouts, but she's at least 200 years old to 300 years old, but you're not entirely sure. But you know that's relatively young for a high elf. And as you're doing that, she just looks at you and says, "What? Well, why don't you take a bleeding arcane picture? It'll last longer." Now then, so
maybe I would if I could.
Well, I've got a bit of a confession to make here. I know the town's 4 hours from here, but I'm not I don't quite remember where. You spend enough time in the forest, you kind of get a bit distorted, shall we say. So, you lead, I guess.
Oh boy.
I want everyone to roll a nature check to see.
Nature.
Yes.
Oh boy.
To see how well you can recognize like man-made, signs that you're on the right track and not going around in circles. This is to prevent you getting
Nature.
lost.
But are they rules of them?
Yeah, yes. Grass, trees. They're everywhere.
Just make the roll and I'll decide. Oh wait, did you? Oh no, you haven't made that. Yeah, Gil make a. Oh God.
Darn it.
I'm
Okay,
going
why
to.
do I feel like instead of paying attention, I was staring more at the redheads? I was staring more at the redhead.
And Staria gets a. Oh dear.
I
So.
thought I was bad.
So. You walk. And walk. And you keep walking. And then, let me just, one sec. I got too many things on my...
Oh, I have something. Can I do this? I have a wanderer thing since I was an outlander.
What does that do for you?
It just gets us food and water.
Well, yeah, like you, from walking about, you guys, like, you're clearly getting lost, and at one point, Belena says, "I think we've been past this tree about 5 times already." And just takes a small, like, bit of flint and slashes it, just to make sure. And as you walk, you've been walking, it's hard to tell, but you can see the sun is starting to hang a bit low in the sky. And then you hear a howl. And now you hear several howls. It's not like a massive amount, but you do definitely hear at least 3 or 4. And Belena just stops and looks to her right. "Oh, this is not going to be good for you." So you've heard the
Sorry,
howls. What do you do?
Try to hide.
I move in front of Zoria.
Well,
and
you don't know where they're coming from. You can just hear the howls.
I just mean in general, in front of them.
Okay, so you move in front of Zarya. Okay, what do Mitch? What do you do?
I'm just gonna look everywhere to see if I can determine where it is, and just kind of tilt my head around looking for.
Make a perception check.
Does he not have disadvantage due to night vision if it's getting dark?
No,
Oh,
it's not. It's not. It's still daytime, but it's
Yeah,
starting.
15
It's starting to go into evening.
Mm.
15. Okay, you hear it from the direction that you're all walking in. It's coming from your right.
I kind of look towards the right, and I just like hold my book towards it and just stare.
Okay. Anyone else doing anything? Like you're still all walking in that direction. Yeah, like in a single direction. Like, is there anything you all want to do, or are you just gonna keep walking?
Nope. I'll just
All right.
look at it.
You continue walking for about 5 or 10 minutes. Mitch, you keep an eye out to your right, and Belna also is keeping an eye out in that direction as well. So it seems that she knows that it's coming from that way as well. And then you start to hear growling. It's very, very faint. Roll a perception check. Roll a perception check, Mitch.
Let's see here. Perception. Poof. 11.
All right, and I'll just quickly just do a roll for Belna. Right. You see some movement in the distance, but Belna, like, grabs your arm and says, "Wolves. 4 of them. Coming this way."
You can tell how many?
Of course a bleeding can. You can't see them.
No?
And with that, within those few seconds, the wolves descend on you. So I'm just going to, I'll just move us to a blank map here. Just because.
Put it right here, so whenever you want to do anything, then
Okay, so let me
The
just,
wilderness.
yeah, so you're in
And
a
everybody
forest, so
that was Journey.
yeah, so let me just, I need to get wolf tokens.
So do we heal?
Did
fight
you
with
take a
7.
short rest before you left?
Yeah, I would think so.
Okay, go ahead and roll. I think it's a short rest. You roll your hit die. Isn't that it, Mitch?
Yes.
Yep, so go ahead and roll your hit die, and that's how much you heal.
Where's my hip?
I think your hit die is a D10.
Paladin? Yeah, I think so.
Okay. D10. D10.
So I'm just gonna quickly throw. That's not how you spell druid. That's
I
not how
think
you
it
spell
helped.
druid.
I ended the fight with 7, so I think I have full.
I think the druid hit die is D6.
Well, the druid didn't take any hits in that.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so I'll just so.
Oh yeah, how do you guys feel about the thing I played when the fireball hit?
I mean, I wasn't playing that, obviously.
I couldn't hear it, yeah.
Yeah,
I wasn't playing it for obvious reasons. I got my own stuff I gotta deal with.
yeah, I know.
So I'll just quickly reassign these to what you need. So you there, and I'll just position you where where you guys all are. So there's the wolves. They're all coming in from roughly here. So you are in front of Staria. Gil, I'm gonna say, is behind, and you two are taking up the rear. Okay, so
What?
what? So I need to just quickly wipe these out. So yeah, just roll initiative again, just so I can get the turn rolls properly. So D20 plus your dex modifier.
5 or 10. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was okay. So you got 10. So let me just quickly.
I got to roll mine.
Oh, hey, actually rolled high this time.
Yep.
But you got higher.
Yeah, got pretty high rolls. So that there, and now I gotta do Staria's roll, which is that one is a +2 to a dex. So boom. So she gets she rolled good, and then a turn for this one. You know, I somewhat regret making these encounters have a lot of people, but whatever. It's fine. I'm enjoying myself. This is surprisingly fun, even if it is okay.
Oh.
Do I ever? Yeah, I've got a spell list here. Yeah, okay.
Orc.
And now I'm just going to do a general roll for the wolves. So,
I'm guessing though that one of her spells is Thorn Whip. Just going out on a leg.
You'll find out. So
Don't you
yeah,
have
so I'll
kill
just
wolves?
do these for the wolves. Okay, that's oh boy.
Oh no.
So wolf 1, wolf 2, wolf 3, wolf 4. I'm just gonna color code.
I'm the only one that didn't react to the wolves showing up.
You're not getting very good with, like, I'm
Not
honestly
paying
surprised how the rolls are going.
For combat, I get okay rolls. For anything else, I'm just not perceptive.
Apparently, yeah. Okay, so 19, 90, yeah, so I'm just gonna roll for all 4 of them as a pack, because they're a pack of wolves. Okay, so I need to just, wait, can I just, yeah, I can just sort these by, there we go. I'm so glad that exists. So the wolves, for their first turn, they smell like the trace of blood from your wounds. Like, you healed up, but there was still a distinct smell of blood from the various attacks, especially from Draylon, given he kind of got slashed up by Murdoch. So for these 4 wolves' turn, they're just going to charge roughly, you know, basically, they're closing the distance, and that's going to be their entire turn. So, it's going to be Belena's turn. And she just takes one look at the wolves and says, you know how I was hoping for a nice leisurely stroll. So she's going to use beast form, or beast shape, whatever, to become, once again, a boar.
Hamilton.
So she is now a boar. I'm just going to place her icon over here because I'm too lazy to shift her now. And she's going to charge forward to meet the head wolf. But obviously she used her turn to transform, so that's her turn. But she's now basically, she stopped the front wolf, and they're just staring each other down. Lavorley, your turn.
Oh yeah, high initiative. I'm gonna take a couple steps forward, kind of run, and whip my arms sideways. And I'm gonna throw flames out. See, it's a 15-foot cone. So it's gonna go like that.
Okay, so you'll hit, one second, how do I ping? I forget how you ping.
I think you just hold down, like with the selector part.
Yeah, so you'll get this wolf and this wolf.
Cool.
Okay, so it's a will save for them, ain't it?
I think it's a dex save.
Dex save?
Let me reread it real quick.
Yeah, reread it.
It is. Oh, I gotta go to the spell page. I forgot.
Oh, wait, the stats that R20 gives me is different from the, which one's better on this one?
Make a dex saving throw. They'll take 3d6 on a failed or half as much on a successful.
Okay. So, once I get back to the thing. So that's, for the record, this is not going to go well. So, the first wolf, that's a 22. Second wolf, that's an 18. So that's half damage, isn't it?
I want to make this a spell. I'm just gonna roll the damage. Half damage. My
Yeah.
spell save is 15. I want to say. No, they have to beat a 13. So.
Yeah, they beat it. 22 and 18. Okay. They beat it pretty hard.
All right. So
they beat it with a stick.
They will take half of this.
Half of 9, so that's down to... That would be down to 4 damage, so...
Fire.
Yeah. So you charge up right next to what is now a boar again. Delana is a boar. And you just instantly flick out your hands and send basically what looks like a slight whip of flame. But your aim is off. It strikes them on their flanks. It definitely hurts them, and you can see a very dark bit of burnt flesh with the fur just completely burnt off. They're looking a bit rough, but they're still in that. Okay. So, Drayron, your turn.
I shall take the high route and try to pacify / tame a wolf.
Okay, which wolf do you want to pacify or tame?
Okay, it's not letting me ping right now.
Which one? It's got they're color coded.
It's the one with the yellowish /.
So this one?
Yeah.
All right. So that's a spell, I believe, isn't it? Is it a spell?
No, I'm using an action to try and do it.
All right. What do you say to the wolf?
Woof. Woof, woof. Bark, bark, woof. Along with light lute playing.
The wolf stops running and just looks at you, and you know that animals have different facial features, but it looks like the wolf is looking at you and saying, "What?"
Should I roll animal handling?
Go ahead. You made it stop running forward. But beyond that, it doesn't look interested in becoming your friend. It just is confused.
Confusion.
Okay. So Staria, she's, the sound of the wolves coming there, she just instantly, snaps out of whatever mood she was in and just instantly takes out another arrow and fires it at the wolf you just tried to tame.
No!
So that would be plus that, plus that. That definitely hits.
Darn.
She's got high dexterity. It shoot the wolf while just staring at you, its head snaps to the left as it hears the arrow fire, and you see the arrow go straight into its right eye, and it just whines very loudly and steps back a bit. It did not like that, and it is not in a good way anymore. Right. Gil, your turn.
I can move with everyone.
There's a ruler
attacking.
option here, as you can see. So,
Oh yeah.
So you know
with
how.
everyone attacking in all this mayhem.
So Staria is attacking the wolf marked in yellow. Belena and Laurel appears to be attacking primarily the red wolf, and Drayron is just trying to be friendly.
Let's just call the yellow wolf Steve for now.
Okay.
I
If you-
just noticed noticed that there are wolves around, and I rush to the one that has an arrow in it,
All right.
and I do like a slash at it. Just,
All right. Roll an attack.
Attack is
D20 plus proficiency plus strength.
D20 plus 5. Okay.
All right. That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
D8 plus 3. Or is it D8 plus 5? One you decide. This is plus 3. Yeah.
All right. As you hear the wolf just scream out in pain as much as a wolf can do, you instantly come to your senses and you're just like, holy shit, there's wolves! And you just dash towards just the nearest one you found, which ironically was the one that Staria just hit. And as you run by it, you don't even slow down. You just do a wide backswing, and just in an instant, you hear the thud as the wolf falls, dead.
Demacia!
Just a Garen swing.
Yep. So the red wolf. Once I actually get up its stat page from here, because it doesn't have all the details on this page on the Comporium. It is going to.
We shall call him Nail Ripper.
Sure, whatever. 1 second, I need to just. No, that's not what I want to do. I want to. Come on, let me. There we go. So that wolf is dead. Steve is dead. It's going to make a attack onto Bellina, because it's the one that basically sized it up first. And, you know, boar. It's like, ooh, food. So it would be that plus that to hit. Plus 4 to hit, jeez. That does not hit, I believe, actually. Let me see. I think that just misses.
So their names were Nail Ripper, Flesh Maimer, Ears
Oh, no,
Bane,
no, that just hits,
Steve.
actually. That just hits, so how much damage does Donna take? Ooh. So
You
2.
killed Steve, though. Do you feel good about yourself?
So, the wolf just, it winces, it staggers to the side a bit from the flame spell that was hit to it, and then its instant, like, pack senses kick in. And it just charges right at the boar and bites into it around the leg. So that's 4 points of damage done to her. Helps if I actually had music playing, but I'm kind of multitasking here. In fact, why is that not? Why is that? No, it's not. I don't want item. I want monster. I don't want spells. I want monster. There we go. Boar. Boar. Because I need to get the boar's health.
Boar.
I'll go pop that out. I'm surprised how well this is going. Okay. All right. So, yeah, we'll just play this one. You would draw a goddamn tree.
It's the forest.
Okay, so this wolf is going to charge forward next to Gil, and it's going to do a bite attack on Gil. And because that other wolf is right next to him, he has advantage. So,
Doesn't have to roll above a 20 to hit. Or how does the rating work?
well, he's got advantage, so we'll find out. So, separate.
Here are some
Wait,
bushes.
that's not it. Okay, well, that's a natural 1.
Oh god, did it just sort of do an acrobatic flip?
And
Like it was a
15 to
Pacific
hit.
wolf.
So, 15 to hit. I take it that misses? Gil?
So a base.
Wait, what?
15 to hit.
To my HP? I'm sorry.
No, to your armor class.
Oh, my armor class is a natural 18.
Alright, so it leaps up and tries to bite into you, but you're just able to block it with your shield, and it just grips onto the rim a bit before dropping down. So that's turn. Okay, so the other wolf is going to come up to your side and is also going to make a bite attack with advantage.
Great.
So that is not wrong. Okay, so that is a 20 to hit.
20 to hit?
Yep.
I have... With the shield, it's 18 plus 2, right? The shield gets plus
So
2.
it just hits.
No, wait, your armor was... Yeah. His armor was 16 plus 2 with the shield, making it 18.
Okay, so it hits,
Oh,
yeah.
it's plus 2, yeah.
So it's a guarantee hit. So that means that you take... So that's 2d4 plus 2. Else if it actually would throw. There we go. You take 4 points of piercing damage. You rolled 2 1s, my god.
Beans. My god.
So while you're distracted with the other wolf, this one just charges up, leaps up, and bites down hard into your hand. Thankfully your hand's covered, so it doesn't hurt that much, but it does break the skin. And that one's dead, so... Okay. So it's Belena's turn again. So let me just get the character sheet for the boar up, just so I can be sure.
Wait,
Okay.
does Bardic Inspiration count as a free action?
Bonus action.
Okay.
I'll say it's a bonus action for this one, but obviously it's not your turn yet. So Belena is just gonna keep going gung-ho on this wolf that just attacked her. So that's that. She tries to just ram it with Arthur Tusk, but it steps nimbly out of the next to her. Laverly, your turn.
Okay. Have I seen the paladin heal himself before with lay on hands or heal something?
No,
Yeah.
that was in the midst of your fight with Murdoch and the rest of the bandits,
Okay.
and you were kind
Does
of
he look
dealing
like a hardy fellow?
Yeah.
Are you about to try to blow something up
Oh,
again?
God.
Oh dear. Okay, what are you gonna do? What's your plan then?
Well, does he look like he could take a little bit of a hit?
Gil?
Sure do. Go
he,
ahead.
he, he looks a bit bloodied, partially because he's just had a wolf bit into his hand, and he does look a bit wounded from his fight with Murdoch. But
Okay.
he still looks in a decent enough condition.
Okay. I'm gonna, as I move into position, I'll say, use your shield!
Oh, God.
I'm gonna cast Flames. Which is my second first level spell of the day to burn all of this.
Okay, go ahead and I'll just will save. Oh no, dex save. It's dex save.
Yeah, make a dex save for yourself.
Okay. So that's plus. So Red Wolf. What's the DC for it?
13.
Okay, so fails. So the red one fails.
Someone's about to get burninated.
You said 13, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, so blue one just makes it.
Mm-hmm.
The Flesh Maker made it.
And the green one doesn't. Okay, so go ahead and roll damage.
Tears Bane
Oh.
didn't.
How do you want to do this?
Basically.
To all of them.
Basically, this.
I don't. Do I have to really look at it?
No, you
Yeah.
don't.
Describe it.
There's going to be fire everywhere.
Does it also involve you proclaiming to be the god of hellfire?
Yes.
Okay. Gil, what's your health at after that?
After 15?
Yeah. Did you make the save?
Oh, I didn't make the save yet.
Yeah. You need.
Roll a dex save.
Yeah. Yep. Roll a dex save.
This is going to leave him in a bad way. And either
I can
way.
help him.
Ooh,
you
nat-
passed. You passed that.
natural 20. So you take 7 damage from that.
I have 1 point.
So seeing these wolves all crowded up, Nitchen's, I keep switching between the Lavori, I'll get it eventually, Lavoril, wizard dude, just steps to the side and does like a back turn, so his back's to him, and then whips his hand to his side as he finishes the turn. Just kind of like a, sideways palm key blast that you see in Dragon Ball Z sometimes.
Yeah.
Where they're standing with their side to them, they just have their arm to the right. Like that, as a huge sheet of fire just starts billowing off across. You hear the wolves just all scream loudly as each one of them drops to the floor. Meanwhile, Gil sees the fire coming at the last second and pulls up his shield as he's engulfed in flames. The fire just lasts for what feels like a lot longer than it should before eventually subsiding, and you see some very charred wolf carcasses and Gil standing there just beating off some, bits of his hair. His hair is very badly singed. Like, there's a very distinct smell of burning human hair, half-elf hair and wolf hair. And he's just beating out the last of the flames. Gil is looking really, really rough. But he is still standing. Congratulations, you just killed 3 wolves with 1 attack.
Fire! Are we still in combat?
Nope, you're out of combat now. You just... One of the wolves got killed by Gil, and you just Kentucky Fried Wolf the other 3. They are dead, and... Go ahead and roll a perception check. Now you've said that, roll a perception check.
I'm gonna first give him
I'm gonna also... During this time, Belena also turns back into a druid while you guys finish up.
I gave him my potion of healing.
All right. So you now have Gil, you now have 2 potions of healing on you.
I should use one.
Go ahead and roll a d6.
Okay, d6.
Yep, 1d6.
Oh, I put a +3, subtract 3.
So you
Which
heal
is
5 hit points of damage, so you're now up to 6 health.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
And, yeah, so if you don't know if you're still in combat or not, you can always just make a perception check.
I feel a bit drained after that ordeal.
Oh, I wouldn't imagine, given how you kind of burnt your friend quite a bit.
He's hardy. He can handle it.
Oh, from what I saw, it looked like he was on his last legs there.
You okay there, buddy?
Oh yeah, I'm doing all right. Oh, it's a bit hot out today.
Well, that's grand for you lot. Well then, shall we continue,
inspired.
or have you got any other plans?
I guess we should continue. But this has reminded me of a song. I shall play it as we go, and I dedicate it to the lovely women who have accompanied us, and who, without them, we would not have been here.
You know you're gonna make me blush. You know that? Starry just smiles and nods at it. So,
Okay.
as you all go on your journey, and you can sing the song if you want, but I'm just gonna say now, I want everyone to roll a nature check again.
Hey,
Okay. I'm playing this.
What's it called?
It's
Perception?
I'm playing. Song that's playing is basically a lute version of Jerry Lee Lewis's song "Great Balls of Fire."
I'm not gonna play that on this.
Okay.
Just because having vocal songs over this is not a good thing in general.
And
I'm
And
sorry,
you're
I do
so
wanna-
distracted with playing this song that you kind of lose yourself in the moment.
Oh yeah, nature check.
Yeah, nature check.
and by lose myself.
Okay, nature.
And I'm
Is
going to roll for
13 enough
Staria.
for what we need?
Hey, good old Staria.
Ah, yes, the leaves sure do char a bright shade of brown.
You're a
As you begin
monster.
walking, Staria kind of picks up the pace and starts to take the lead. And she doesn't say something at first, but a couple of minutes of walking later, you find a road. It's a dirt road, but it's clear that it sees use. And she turns around to face you and says, we made it to the road. If we just keep going... She looks both sides of the road and then just looks at the large cliff face that the road is against. If we go this way, and she points to a left, we can probably get to Gunmer's ground in 20 minutes, give or take. I don't think I can see it from here, but I know it's close. And she just starts going with a bit of a spring in her step toward, in that direction. So do you follow, or what are you going to do?
I'm following her.
All right. As you start to follow, Belena just puts her staff down, looks towards her, and just looks at you and says, well, it was fun, lads, but this is where I get off. I'm needed elsewhere, so I'm afraid I can't accompany you to the rest of the way. You're fine, though. You're pretty close.
I thank you for your assistance thus far.
I really don't think you needed my assistance outside of the keep. I mean, you got your crazy-ass wizard over there. Breathing fire, not caring if it's a friend or foe. Oh, I'll tell you something. I'm not sure if I'm glad being your friend. No offense, Lorvo.
It's fine. It's a logical thinking. It's, conservative with the energies and such.
I know. We're given a good chunk of magic, but sometimes there's never enough in the body. Well,
Yes.
I'll catch you all another time. Maybe on one of your adventures. That's if you're not dead by bandits. Remember,
Or
bandit
fire.
problem. Actually, that's the exact
I
reason
feel-
why.
I feel like that was throwing quite a bit of shade.
Well,
However,
to be fair, you were kind of held by bandits, weren't you? There's a bit of a bandit problem here. That's where I'm going. Got these bleeding bandits causing all this... And she just starts walking off, muttering under her breath about about bandits and such.
I just wave and say, "May our paths cross again someday.
You
Perhaps I
just
can play more music for you."
You just hear in the distance. Oh, what? Yes, bye. Oh, that's bleeding bandits and the taking the. So
She seems quite obsessed with the bandits.
as you catch up the story and say that, she basically says, "Well, I mean, that's kind of the reason why I became a bandit. Gunma has always had a bandit problem. It was built in an area that was popular by former Stormcloaks when they became a rebellion. They've normally been disorganized, but there are random points where they start to build up, become like the Stormcloaks again. This must be one of those times. It must have been shortly after we left, but from what I can tell, as I said, it's always a problem. Usually they only bring in the jurors when it becomes bad because the garrison's never enough when it happens. I hope that's not the case, though."
Storm low.
So,
Do I roll to see if tales from the Dunmer parent have sparked any memory of what the Stormcloaks were for
roll a
dragons?
history check. The Stormcloaks, they were big enough to the point where you would know them, but not a whole lot. You know that they were active around 400 years ago when the last Dragonborn walked around Skyrim and defeated Alduin. You know that they were led by someone called Ulfric Stormcloak. But beyond that, you're not too sure. You don't know. You assume because they became bandits that they lost the Civil War, but At the very most, you know that they existed 400 years ago, and some people still follow them today as remnants. So, you continue walking for about half an hour, and as you're walking, you see a river basically start to begin running alongside the path. So now you've got the sheer cliff wall to your left, and to your right you've got a rather slow-moving river. And you keep walking for about, thank you for the drawing, for about 10 more minutes before you see a big wooden gate appear. And on top of the gate, it's difficult to see because at this point the sun is starting to go under the, going past the mountain, so it's getting very difficult to see. But you can just about see that there are what look to be some guards standing ahead. And as you approach, a arrow suddenly goes flying by and just skitters around the ground just past you. And you hear from the gate someone go, "Halt! You're approaching Gunmer's ground. State your business."
To enter?
Yes, to enter. The only people that would arrive at this point are bandits or refugees.
Refugees?
What, you think that we... Never mind. What's your business here?
To enter.
Let me handle this. Let me handle this.
Okay.
And as you start going forward, though, Staria just gently puts her hand on your shoulder and says, "No, I've got this." And she walks forward toward a little bit closer, and you can see it's very difficult to see at this point because they're under shade, that one of them is holding a longbow, and you can see them tense for a second before they relax slightly. And Staria just walks up a little bit more and says, "You both know me. You know the night that I left with my friends. I'm aware of exactly what I get coming back here, but know this, that these people have done nothing wrong. They were held by us, and they have escaped. Please, at the very most, let them in." A minute passes. Another minute passes. And you see the guard that was doing the yelling initially just look over his shoulder and make a slight, move forward signal. And you see the doors slowly open up as a small group of about 4 or 5 guards walk in. Walk up to all of you. They very quickly surround Staria, whereas there's another one who looks a little bit more senior, looks more like the person in charge of all this, walks up to the three and says, "Right, follow us, don't do anything stupid, and maybe you'll be able to live in an inn instead of in a cell." And just starts walking back in with the rest of the guards, with Staria in the middle of them all.
Wait. May I ask what will become of her?
The captain stops and looks and says, "Fuck if I know. That's down to the general. Now you're coming in or you're just staying out here in the cold. Don't matter to me none." And just continues walking in.
I will follow.
What about the other two?
Follow. Yeah, I guess.
2 you following in? Alright. So you are somewhat escorted in. It's more that the captain is looking back every now and then to make sure that you're all not running away, while Starry is being not forcefully escorted, but there's no way she's going to be able to get out between 4 guards. And you just keep following on against this very wide and winding path. You can see houses and side roads, but at this point it has gotten dark. It's very difficult to see anything except for like low light, but all you can see is just more houses. There's not a lot of people moving about in the distance.
But wait, they have dark vision.
Yeah, they have dark vision, so they can see houses, yeah, they can see various houses, but not a lot of activity. You get the feeling that they're, in here, that anyone that would be out here should not be out here. And you walk following this main road for 5 minutes before you come into what is very clearly like a longhouse, the central area where like the governors of the town would be in. And Starry is very quickly rushed in, and the captain turns around and says, "Right, wait here. I'm going to get the elder, and we'll see what they do with you, all right?" And he starts walking and turns around and says, "Don't move." And he walks into the longhouse. Do you guys do anything, or do you just stay there?
Can I play a song for the people in here as well?
Sure.
As well as for the general, to also speak about how.
Well, you don't know where the general is. You just know that you just know that
he's
they've
somewhere.
You're assuming because of the high rank that the general would be in the longhouse, but obviously you've been told to stay outside of it.
Yep.
Can I dance to the music?
Sure, make a performance check.
A performance or
Performance
Yeah,
check.
I'm gonna make a performance check too to see if anyone inside can hear and
Go ahead, both of you make performance
Understand.
checks.
10. 10.
10.
Match.
All right. Drayren, you start playing a small little tune. It's nothing really impressive. It's been a long day, so you're pretty tired out from all this, especially since you kind of got knocked unconscious earlier. You're still a little sore from that one. So you start playing a small tune, whereas Gil nearby just starts doing, again, it won't turn any heads, but it's a nice little shuffle. The burdens that he received make moving it a little bit difficult for him, but it's bearable. And you keep this up for... What was that?
I clap for them.
All right, you just clap along to the tune, and you see like the occasional guard walk by, and they just they keep walking, but they look like just have a weird stare, like just what the hell's going on here, and continue walking. About 10 minutes go by before the captain comes out again, and he's accompanied by a Nord, a very old Nord, very. He's clearly been here a while. He's, his hands are shaking as he moves on as he helps himself forward with a small staff. And when he steps outside, the captain, do you guys keep playing while this is happening?
Yeah.
All right. The captain.
I have to change it to a different song.
Okay, I'm gonna have to make you do another performance check.
Okay.
Uh,
9.
it's a little worse.
Yeah, but you play a little. Yeah, it's a little bit worse, but it's fine. And the captain, the captain just waits for a few seconds, and says, all right, cut that shit out."
Okay.
And then he turns to the old Nord and says, "These are the ones that came with her." And just steps back and just folds his arms as the elderly Nord walks forward a bit and just squinting his eyes, trying to get a good look at you in the low light, and the fact that it's very clear that because of his age, he is losing his eyesight a bit. And he goes, "Are you the ones who brought Saria back to us?"
Yes. So, if we're honest, she's more of the one who brought us here. They're helping us get out.
I see. What are your names?
My name is Dryden Koss. I'm a bard.
Droren? Did you say Droren?
You may call me Drogo.
Nice to meet you, Drogo. What about your compatriots?
I adjust my spectacles. My name is Lavoro Cornelius Finnegan. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
And he just Like, he just looks at you like that just went through one ear and out the other. Now he just pauses for a second. Yeah, he just pauses for a second and just goes, I see. And what about you? You... Oh, God, what happened to your hair?
Nothing. My name is... Gil kneels a little bit. Gil Murrian, at your service, Elder.
I thank you. I am Gunmar III. My great-grandfather founded this city, and I have been looking after it since my father. I must thank you all humbly for helping Staria, though. She left with 3 others. What has become of them?
I'm afraid that one of them is no longer with us.
You don't say.
Have fled.
He's red paint.
It was a very troubling thing for her.
I noticed. I heard her plea before I came out here. You'll be glad to know, though, that I have ordered her to be spared death. I'm not sure what her punishment will be, but if I had to assume, it would be a stay in the cells. We'll have to see what the general says with that. As for you, Free, you have my thanks once more. You have my deepest thanks for at least bringing her back. Out of the 4, she was the one that the town cared about the most. And he turns to the captain and says, Regold, do us a favor, please, and bring them inside. I wish to reward them for their actions, and this is hardly the place. And the captain just, like, stirs a little bit. You have a feeling like he was dropping off a little bit. And it's just like, oh, fine. And just opens the door rather rudely and just indicates with his head for you to walk in.
I'll walk in.
I go in and can I tip him a gold or 2?
Sure. You pass him a gold.
Okay.
He like takes the gold from your hand, looks in, just his facial expression doesn't change, but he just, hey, you got a gold from it.
I walk in, sadly patting my hair. It's all burned.
Do not worry. I will try to make something work from it.
And then obviously Gunmar comes in shortly afterwards. The captain doesn't follow you in. He just lets go of the door and lets it close normally. You are now in a small hallway. With the doors open, you can see it leads to what definitely looks like a place where an elder would sit. You can see a couple of guards stationed either side. They're not militia guards. They're actually Imperial guards from the Imperial army. And with them are 2 soldiers bearing the crest of Dawnguard next to them. You see Gunmar just slowly just push you aside and slowly walk up and sit on the chair. The chair is huge compared to him. He's not, like, he's very thin at this point, so it kind of looks a little bit like a kid sitting in a adult chair. Although not as extreme because he's still a grown Nord. He leans over to one of the Dawnstar guards who, like, leans in and he whispers something in his ear. The guard salutes and just walks off into a side room. After that, Gunmar just turns and says, there was actually a bounty for the 4 of them. It's Imperial ruling that anyone who turns to banditry has a bounty. You say that 2 of them fled and you killed the other and you brought Staria back. I consider that grounds to give you the bounty for the 2 of them. Although, to be fair, I would prefer if they all came back. They were good kids. In addition to this, I will allow you to stay the night in the guest quarters here. After that, you're free to do what you wish, but for now, you're free to spend the night here. That's if you don't mind a few guards here and there guarding the doors.
As long as said guards do not mind some free entertainment.
Oh, I'm sure they won't mind, though, do be considerate. Many people are trying to sleep, myself included.
I shall keep...
Go ahead.
As you're discussing this, the Dawn Guard soldier walks in carrying a small bag of gold, and he walks up to you, Sid, Gil, even, don't know why I said Sid, Gil, and just puts it in your hands, and just walks back to the side. That would be 100 gold, 50 per bounty. As I said, you would have had a bit more if the other two had came in, but, I do worry for them, so I will personally request this myself. If you do find the two, I would like you to bring them back. I'm not demanding this as part of the bounty, it's an old man's request.
We will do our best, Elder.
By all means, you're under no obligation. But, as I said, if you so happen to, I would appreciate it. Now, I do need to inform you, though, about the situation here. There is a curfew in place in Gunmar. I'm not sure if Staria told you, but around this time of the year, bandit attacks tend to increase. They tend to get a bit more organized. As a precaution, which has descended from the Nurm encounter, we have a curfew at night. When the sun goes over the mountains, no one is allowed outside except on official business.
I see.
That's
I understand.
Yes, that's also the reason why I'm offering you a night to stay. You'll just be heckled by guards otherwise. So it's much safer for you to spend the night in here, under my hospitality. After that, I will let you know Staria's fate. And you do notice that there is no sign of Staria whatsoever. She's not in this room.
I roll perception or insight to see if there is anyone who may have any little passing information as to where she is.
So, do you want to just see if, what the Elder's saying is true, or if he's finding anything, or are you just trying to see if there's a place that Staria might have been taken to? Which one?
I'll try to see if the Elder knows any more.
Alright, go ahead and make an insight check then. 11. He seems genuine. He definitely doesn't look like the kind of person that would lie, and he definitely has that look of that he really is thankful that Staria is back, but he's also troubled by the fact that she is now being held by the Imperial Guard, or the Imperial Army.
Well.
So, anything else you want to do then? Or are you going to...
Yeah.
Can
Did the Elder leave?
No, he's still sitting there. He's very politely just sitting there, waiting to see if there's anything you all have to say. He definitely looks like he definitely looks like he's willing to hear you out on things.
Can I ask
me.
you if there's a place to wash up? I'm a little singed.
Yes, the guest room does have a small area for watching. It's nothing fancy, but I'm pretty sure it will suit your needs.
Thank you.
And he slowly, like, he just, while he's saying that, he also points, like, to a door to his right, which would be your guys' left. And you can see the door, again, it has two Dawnstar guards just standing either side of it. You assume that he's indicating where the guest rooms are.
Okay, so I'll head over to wash then.
As you approach the door, the Dawnstar guard just quickly take a look at you, and you hear him, like, he's got a full helmet on, so you can't tell his features, but you hear him say, not to be the bearer of bad news here, but, yeah, has gone, and I think you've got a bit of wolf fur on your leg. and he just, he doesn't say anything, he just steps back and opens the door for you. And you, as he opens the door, you see that, yes, there are several beds lying around, and there is a small stone basin with a bucket of water next to it.
I sigh unhappily and enter the room.
All right, what about the other two? Mitch?
I kind of pull up my robes a little bit to my shoulders, and I kind of clean myself off with prestidigitation and walk towards the rooms.
All right.
Excuse me, is there perhaps a kitchen and pantry I may use?
I'm afraid that the fires for the kitchen have been quenched for the night. And he indicates to another one of the Dawnstar guards and whispers in his ear again. And you see the Dawnstar guard this time just, like, again, he's got a full helmet on, so it's difficult to see, but he just a double look at the elder, and you get the feeling that he's just like, really? And he walks into a different room. About 2 or 3 minutes late, he walks up and just rather forcibly puts a few strips of dry meat in your hands, and also from his back, like from his pack, pulls out a rather big water bowl and just puts in your hand, and just like walks very visibly like irritated, and just stands next to him and just goes, that was the rations for the night shift. Pay him no mind. Pay him no mind.
No. No. I cannot take from hardworking people.
If that's the case, are you sure?
Yes, and, well, can I get out just a little bit for some of the guards, just as a way of apologizing?
So what are you giving? What are you giving in the guard?
I'm giving them their food and a small bit of gold back as an apology. Almost.
So the guard, like, that just getting the food, just like he, like, physically just like, you know, with the whole slump the shoulders, like flick the hands, like, really kind of deal, just stomps forward, you know, takes the stuff from your hands, starts walking. He pauses for a second and lifts up, and like he moves it all to his right hand, lifts up his left one, and you can see the glint of gold that you quickly put on there. And he looks back, and obviously he's wearing a helmet, you can't tell what he looks, but he definitely, like, when he walks a lot slower back in, like, not, like, he clearly, it doesn't seem as irritated. As he's doing this, the other says, well, I'll be sure to try and arrange for a meal for you when you wake up. It's the least I can do.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Your hospitality is very much appreciated.
As far as I'm concerned, it's a debt that deserves to be paid for bringing back one of our own. Alright, do you do anything else then?
Can I roll perception to see if anyone may have whispers about Fair.
Go ahead, roll a
Rolls.
perception check then. Nope, doesn't look like it. Just you assume there's a lot of doors nearby. Sorry, could have been thrown in one.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know.
Who knows? So this counts as a long rest.
Long rests are good.
Yeah. So basically, as you all, you walk into the guest bedroom, you pick your own beds, and the bed is. It's not amazingly comfy, but it is far better than what you've had for the last couple of days. You still have that slight feel of hunger in you, but you're at least no longer cold, and you're not, you're tired, but obviously you now know you're going to get a good night's sleep. And with that, we're going to end this session.
Oh,
That was good.
That went a lot better than I thought it would. Honestly. I was generally worried for that first half there, though, with that first fight.
Yep.
Like, I generally thought that Murdoch was gonna kill you. It doesn't help. It doesn't help because, like, I rolled him like a normal character. All four of them, like Staria, Murdoch, Elvenor, and Bernard, aka the guy that Mitch fucking exploded, they were all rolled normally, as if they were not actual genuine characters. And I ended up getting 19 strength onto Murdoch. Murdoch got 19 strength. And in fact, the last hit only just had enough health to kill him.
really?
Yeah, he had 3 health, and then obviously you dealt 7 damage to him, which was half down to 3. So you just killed him. Otherwise, he might have had another turn, and he probably would have knocked out another one of you. Like, I'm generally surprised. I thought that Murdoch would have just been obliterated right at the beginning. But no, he knocked out Blaze and massively fucked up Ren. The only person he didn't fuck up was Mitch, but it didn't really matter because Mitch missed every fireball barring one.
Single.
Our main was
You fired 4 fireballs and all of them hit that same patch of wall. Except for the 4th one, which blew a half-giant brawler up. I was really looking forward to the brawler. I really was just like, oh great, I'm gonna put this homebrewed thing to the test. No, just nat 20 fireball. Nat 20 fireball.
The D&D chat right there.
Oh, just nat 20 fireball. I fucking hate you for that.
I also rolled a perfect 20 on saving myself from being burnt.
Yeah, you had. If you did not do that, you would. Wait, how much health do you have?
I have 12.
That would have. If you had not succeeded that, you would have been dead. Because okay,
no.
so I think. Wait, no, you had 6 health.
6 health.
No. You had 8 health because you were knocked down to 1 health.
Yeah, I had 8.
And you have 12. Okay, no, you would have survived. Actually, yeah, you would have survived. That's if you would have taken another flame spell, you would have died.
Oh, great.
Because, as I said, like instant death is if you get hit, your health again when you're unconscious. Like if you get hit so hard that it does that. So, yeah, you had 8. You took 7 from the 15. What was your max health again?
12.
Yeah, so you would have survived that. You would have been, like, if it was 3.5 edition, you would have been at -8 out of -12. Or -8 out of -12. But, no, you, Christ.
That was a risky...
That was a general risky play. And thankfully, the Wolves rolled absolutely horribly in that.
Rip Steve.
Yeah. Yeah, I had it so the chance of wolves attacking depended on how bad your nature check was, which
I don't know anything about nature. It's all around me. Get it off.
like if you were to have rolled high on that one, and I'll also point as well because you know, next time we do this, if you ever go back to the keep, I'm not going to have this be the case. If any of you had rolled a natural 20, you actually would have gotten a scroll of, what was the scroll? It was a pretty good scroll. Let me just quickly get it from my session notes here.
Was it like a...
You would have got, well, first most, one of you would have gotten a scroll of fireball.
Oh.
Oh, God.
And a potion of blur.
Oh.
Which, potion of blur increases your AC.
Oh. That's good.
Yeah, but unfortunately, none of you rolled a nat 20. You did roll high enough to get yourself a potion, though. Which really saved you in that sense, kind of. Especially as well, because there was a chance of you, I knew there was a chance that you guys would just straight up murder Staria. And it's kind of good that you didn't, because she had a health potion on her.
Oh, wonderful. Wait, we could have just killed her.
Yes, you
Like,
could
right
have.
after.
I knew, like, when I saw them, like, you moved all your tokens near, I'm just there like, oh boy, they might kill her. That's not going to be fun.
Oh, come now. Do you really think the flirty Argonian bard would let such a thing happen to a woman?
Well,
have a
technically
fast
she's
scroll.
I mean, you didn't like do a perception check to see how young she is, but she is very young. She's not.
Yeah.
She would not be considered an adult in the world of Sky. Well, yeah, she won't be considered an adult, basically.
Technically, I don't think Gil is considered adult either.
Yeah, she like Staria is in her late teens, basically.
I'm like in my early 30s.
And
Gil
I'm
is 18.
and I'm a flat 20.
Yeah. And I'm just so thankful that I had made that druid character to be like a lifesaver.
Who was also flirted with.
Yeah, but obviously she didn't quite like, I don't know. Character development, that's something that I'm going to have to work on. But at least I figured out my style is a lot like Matthew Mercer's, which I'm happy about. I like his style.
Yeah, Matthew Mercer, he plays D&D.
Yeah.
He can sing well. He's Joe Taro,
There's
as well
nothing
as
he can't
McCree.
do.
Well, no, just like how he described like the world of like in
Yeah,
his games, like
yeah.
very description heavy. Like that's the kind of style that looks like I'm going for. I don't know. This is my first time doing this, but it looks like it's a style I'm going for, and I do like that style.
This.
By the way, we did this for 3 hours, so that gives an idea of how long each session is going to be. Probably 2 or 3 hours, which means I can probably make the start time be an hour or 2 later.
Okay.
So maybe we can get more people in, and you guys won't have to wake up super early.
I hate waking up early, but I will if I need to.
Yeah, well, yeah,
yeah.
just if
Did
you
we
know
get any
anybody
levels?
that's still interested, let them know that, you know, we got this going. We can have more people, and it's let's see, what time is it right now? It's 7 o'clock now. Yeah,
It's
2 or 3 more
2
hours. So you can basically, you know, just let them know, like, hey, it would be like 10 a.m. at the latest, it'd be 10 a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Eastern. You know what it is. Just add 2 or 3 hours from our start time, because it looks like these sessions are going to be 2 or 3 hours long.
In the Discord channel, you should look at that video for Lord Boros soon that I put there.
Oh wait, the Konosuba one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that show. I haven't seen the second season.
Wait, did we gain a level though?
No, I don't. One second. Let me get the experience table. I don't think you did. I'll just say that right off the bat. I just need to add up all the experience here. Let's see. The wolf gives
Wait, is that what hit Gil? Holy crap.
100. So you all got 200 experience from the wolves. And let me just, nope, that's not right. Let me just, so guaranteed you've at least got 200 experience from that, which I don't think is, I think it's Midge, is it 1,000 experience to get to level 2? Or am I just...
I don't know if it's that much for level 2. I know it ramps up a lot.
Yeah,
but,
let me just check. D&D 5th edition, experience points, here we go. Okay, so again, you got 200.
When I DM, I don't like using XP.
I
basically-
do.
Yeah, I just basically, when certain things are met, I just say, hey, you got a level.
Yeah, okay, here we go. Okay, that plus, you know what, because because the half giant was a level 2 brawler, I'm going to say that was 100. So, yeah, you guys are all level 2.
Woo!
Yay!
You got 200
That
from the
means-
wolves, and I gave you 100 for killing Bernard. Or should I say, for Mitch killing Bernard.
I helped. It was the first spell that actually landed.
Yeah,
And
his first spell that landed turned out to be a nat 20, and it just one-shotted a level 2 brawler half-giant. And the best part is, it only just killed him. Brunar had 13 health.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
he had-
hey, I got new things too.
Yay! Be sure to update your character sheets accordingly for that stuff.
Yeah, before our next session, I definitely gotta actually fix my character sheet.
Yeah, it'll be 2 or 3 weeks from now. I got stuff going on, obviously, so... but I'll let you know when the next session is, but it's definitely not going to be next week. I can guarantee you that much. It'll either be like the week after or sometime after that. But you got at least a week.
Oh yeah, and was this what you meant with the Dragon Ball Z one? He did like the
No,
Yeah.
shoulder one.
no, not quite.
No.
He's like standing up straight, his arm to his side, like basically making an L pose with it. Just
Well,
looking.
this was-
Yeah, it's like so you like stand up straight, look to your right, put your hand out, following the direction of your head, and you basically got that.
Oh, like the one arm thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
the one arm just hand parallel to the ground. Arm
Yeah.
parallel to the ground.
It's like Vegeta's one.
Yeah, basically. It's basically Vegeta, but obviously again he's like heads you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like so it's a thinner part of his body, yeah, but yeah. That's how those wolves got killed. Just a back turn to standing like that, just one hand, flames, kill the fucking wolves and nearly killed one and nearly burnt one of your friends.
Yeah,
Well,
I got those features of by popular demand, Jack of all trades, and the Song of Rest.
Yay.
So now I can do 1d6 healing for all friendly creatures at the end of short rests.
Sweet.
So extra healing.
I mean, given how you don't have a dedicated heal. Oh, that also means as well, Gil, that your lay on hands, you can now heal up to 10 health.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Because it's your paladin level times 5, and 2 times 5 is 10.
And I get +1 to ability checks that I don't already have a proficiency bonus in.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, basically get all your character sheets sorted out, and I'll let you know when the next session is. Because that's...
Wait, can I get a familiar? Is that a thing?